take your shot and drink your beer. Rev up your motorcycles, little fellas, let me hear. Everybody know when it's nice outside. Got a million motorcycles and they all gon' ride. Good fellas, where you at? Good fellas, where you at? Everybody have a ball, yeah, it's time to ease your mind. And the party never over, we could take it outside. Good fellas, where you at? Good fellas, where you at? We don't have no time to chill, yo, 4 wheels can't beat my 2 wheels. Don't talk on that, hit a wheelie with some 2 wheels. Now I'm on one down the block, go.
What's happening? What's happening? This your boy, Mr. Kool, with the one and only.
Oh, Z, and the producer is on some bullshit.
Like, hell yeah, he ain't even telling that shit. Nigga told me the whole motherfucking remote. I'm trying to figure out some shit. And this motherfucker got me doing shit like, fuck you, J Money, tonight, nigga. I love you, but fuck you. Motherfucker, like, damn, give me the heads up next time.
Oh, yeah,
Shit.
we was not
There we go. No, not at all.
Now that's too low.
So with that being said, my shit is
Your
still
shit?
up there. So with that being said, we got J Money in the background as a producer. Welcome to the Hole in the Wall, everybody, for this evening straight from us podcast this Tuesday evening. With the one and only bartender. He be fixing them drinks. I ain't gonna lie, this motherfucker strong as a bitch, but it's partially my fault. Read it in the background. What up? Love you too. Get your ass on here. I sent you the link. You already had the link. You said thank you, even though you're supposed to be at church. Go ahead. Turn it on in church. Let the church hear us. Let us be the pastor for a minute.
I don't know. Let the church hear us.
This motherfucker is potent.
We most definitely special thing. Like, oh.
Nigga, I'm drinking. I'm sipping. Yeah, I got common motherfucker sense. Nigga, I'm sipping.
Motherfucker. Money done killed us.
You heard Cash Money going broke. I'm sipping. Jay Money over there drinking. Nigga, I'm sipping.
I found out something about BG.
See, one thing I learned about the liquor is this: let that ice water, melt at the top.
Some type
so
of
when you sip, you got ice water on the top with the liquor. Nigga, hey, I know how to survive. Shit.
He said no.
Know what?
Know what?
Put us on in church.
Oh, man.
The church need to hear us.
Oh,
you know what I'm saying? Man, look, I'm calling out all pastors. I'm calling out all pastors. Are you a real pastor or are you a motherfucker that's in the church trying to get the money? And I said what I said, and I stand on the 10 toes strong. Are you a real motherfucker pastor? Are you in there trying to teach your flock what they need to learn? Or are you just a motherfucker in the church trying to get that motherfucker paycheck? Are you a pimp in the motherfucking church pimping every motherfucking body? Because, pimps is in there pimping the women and the men. They trying to fuck the women and still get their money. So them fucking them. So they jigga-hoeing. They jigga-hoeing. The pastor is a jigga-hoe. Come think about it, the pastor is a jigga-hoe. Yeah, the pastor is jigga-hoeing. And they got like, hey, let me come over and what they doing when they come over to your house? They praying. That's what they're doing. Let me come over and pray with you.
Well,
hold up. The Nigerian.
The Nigerian. We're not talking about.
I ain't talking about Friday.
We ain't talking about Friday.
Hey, it was a Nigerian. All the Africans is taking over the reels right now. It was a Nigerian. Old girl was on the phone with her dude, and the pastor was back there. He was like, "Oh, I'm with the pastor, and we're praying." Oh, years, whap. Hear that stomach smacking the hell out of her ass. You know what I'm saying? And the dude on the phone like, "Oh my goodness, oh my god, I know something is going on, but don't want to say nothing." And she get to speaking in tongues and all that shit. The pastor is back there smacking the fuck out that ass. Well, come on now. He's a jigga-hoe, because now she gonna give her tithes and offerings.
The church is for sinners, not saints. So
hey, you gotta
that's what the church is for. The church is for sinners, not saints. So if you gotta constantly be
there, that's why all the sinners is
that
there.
means you're not a saint.
That's why all the sinners is there. I said what I said, and I stand on 10 toes strong. I can't speak for eyes. I can only speak for myself. I said what I said, and I stand on the 10 toes strong.
Well, we in July now.
So with that being said, I got to give some shots out and some condolences. I got to give condolences to my dream team, my sister, Ms. Love. Her grandson is the one that y'all see on the news that died up at Pewaukee Lake. I'm gonna say and I don't know, and I apologize to the family before I say this if this ain't what's supposed to be said. But you know me, when it comes to me, I'm gonna say what needs to be said, and I hopefully I'm not in the wrong. But the news covered this, right?
Mm-hmm.
It was one solo black kid with a bunch of white kids. Now, what most don't know, this solo black kid did not know how to swim. And where they released the balloons at, because I didn't do my, I'm gonna be honest, I didn't do my due diligence and I didn't do my research on all this before I'm speaking on it. But I'm just looking at certain things that I seen and where they did it at. And I go to Pewaukee Lake. And Pewaukee Lake is not that fucking deep, but it's full of fucking seaweed that will fuck you up. So it will lock you onto you and it will pull you under the water. Right. But all the people that live around in the area, they know this. They know this. Now, all of us coming up from Milwaukee, we don't know this because I had to get taught that when I got pulled in by the police on my jet ski because the seaweed got caught up in there and it shut my jet ski down. When I went up there on my boat, the seaweed got caught up in the impeller and it shut my boat down and made me start overheating on my boat. So, majority of Pewaukee Lake is up to here on most adults. If you're walking, you can walk in there and it's up to here. Some of it is a little bit higher, all depending on where you're walking at. But what it appears to be is this black kid was up there playing with his white friends, and you know white people play too much. They always say black people play too much. White people play way too motherfucking much.
They play more dangerous.
Yeah, they play dangerously until they get punched in their shit, and then they realize, oh, my bad, my bad.
The movie Jackass.
Yeah, my bad. I didn't mean that. And then like right now, there's a bunch of white kids up there that it's probably a cover up because none of these white families want their kids to get charged with murder. So I'm saying all this to say this: 9 times out of 10, in my eyes, and once again, this is just my own personal opinion. This is not the family. This is not nobody else. But this is my own personal opinion. If you've been watching and you've seen this, that the kids pushed him in the water, playing for, not knowing that he don't know how to swim. He probably said I don't know how to swim, but kids take that shit with a grain of salt. Push him in the water. He drowned. He died. R.I.P. He went too soon. First and foremost. Once again, the family is not asking for anything or anything. Said nope for me and why I'm saying this, but Miss Love is that's my dream team. That's my motherfucker that I got her back tenfold. And when she hit me with this, because we was talking about barbecuing, and she was like, "You didn't know my grandson died. I can't do anything this weekend." I'm like, "Whoa, wait a minute. What happened?" He's the one on the news that drowned up in Pewaukee Lake, and I'm like, that's fucked up, you know. So my condolences go out to the family. Messiah was his name. Condolences to all y'all.
Condolences were straight from us.
Yeah, for straight from us. That's deep. That's like real fucking deep.
So here's the thing. Sounds eerily similar to how one of my other family members' son died as well.
Oh wow, yeah, that's right. That's right.
Turner's stepson died the same way.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? He was up in I forgot exactly where it was, but it was like up north.
Mm-hmm.
And they were playing. They had the what is that? It's like it looks like a dock, but it's in the middle of the lake.
Yeah.
So you got
you got to swim out to it. Yeah.
And
it's a deck.
It's a deck. It's a deck.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And
floating
somebody
deck.
pushed him in the water. Now he knew how to swim,
mm-hmm.
but they pushed him in the water. And as you said, if seaweed and stuff like that, you don't know what you might get caught in.
Yeah.
You know. So now I agree with you. Well, let me not. It goes without saying, y'all already know when I'm a conspiracy theorist. So I agree with it's a cover up, but you already know how they are.
I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna go on record and say this. Cover up as far as the adults. Mm-hmm. The kids probably intentionally pushed them in the water, but they wasn't trying to.
Yeah, it wasn't intent.
It was not intent
It was not
to
intention.
you know
but only the adults understand what the consequences are.
Yeah, right. Yeah, and so they want to cover up. So they want to cover up.
When they don't have to, when they know it's just kids playing.
No, because what they know is, remember they, and I'm gonna say this, I'm gonna leave it alone. They set the narrative, they set the laws, so they understand that you can be prosecuted even if it's horseplay and it results in somebody being alive.
They get killed. You trying to rob somebody.
So that's the reason why they cover it up. Also. They've been covering stuff up for their kids for years. I'm gonna leave it at that.
For hella decades, not for years, for decades.
Yeah, for years, decades.
So with that being said, we're not gonna go too much into it because once again, like I said, I'm probably overstepping my bounds with speaking on this as such as I am without consulting with the family first. So I apologize on that.
Just give a shout out to my family.
But
in the city,
give a shout out.
Look, the one that passed, that fell off the boat that was in the city, and she was on a cruise thing and fell off. So give a shout out to the family in Chicago.
Families in Chicago, little cuz down there that condolences, not shout outs, condolences. We're giving our condolences.
Well, let me roll right through. Let me cut you off.
Go ahead.
My little cousin Kimani Smith, he was part of that murder suicide that happened on 42nd and Fairmount. His girlfriend shot him, and then she shot herself.
Oh wow!
So we planning a memorial now, but my condolences to my cousin Felicia Smith, Marquis. My aunt Margie Bland, Maisha, Kiki, like my condolences are with y'all. We got together this past weekend, so y'all know how I feel. But I still wanted to say it on our platform.
On our platform. Put it out there.
Condolences straight from us.
Yeah. So with that being said, man, wow. You know what? I should have did this first because going from that into where where I wanted to go first, I gotta give a shout out to my cousin Chanel. Happy birthday. You know what I'm saying? When it comes down to it, I gotta say, I don't kick it with my father's side of the family as much as I should. Well, I don't kick it with neither side of my family as much as I should. I really start kicking it with my grandmama's side of the family recently more because of the social club thing. But they made their self available to hang around me per se. Anybody know I'm busy, and that's not a fucking excuse to be honest. I haven't been down there. I haven't seen my sister. I haven't seen Nana in a minute. And I need to be down there to check on them because Pops is gone. So I haven't been down there in a while since I didn't been on this third shift. So I apologize for that. Like my cousin Chanel, she hit me up and I got to take it with what it was. It was like, hey, such is throwing me a party. If you can make it, great. You know what I'm saying? But if you can't, I get it. And it wasn't the fact that I can't or couldn't. I had all intentions on going, but then I'm looking at the messages. I do be needing them reminders, y'all. I'm gonna tell y'all up front. I work third shift. I got a lot of shit going on. I need reminders because I will come and fuck with y'all, guaranteed. Especially if you family, and that's my cousin. As she asked me, she don't ask me for shit. So she asked me. So I had all intentions on going. I just didn't get that reminder, so I didn't make it to that particular party. But cuz hit me up. Let me know what bottle you want. I'm bringing you a drink. Because it's only right. Period. Point blank. But I gotta be honest. Like a lot of us, my Aunt Pat wanted me to throw a family reunion for the longest, and I gotta get at my Aunt Pat and do it. Because every time we talking about doing it, my Aunt Mickey, which is my cousin Chanel mother, passed. Rest her soul. I love that woman. She was crazy as hell, and she always had me crying, laughing, like dying laughing. I couldn't put my Aunt Mickey and my Aunt Pat together, but my Aunt Mickey, my Aunt Pat, and my pops, all them motherfuckers was special to me because, man, they just special. That's the only thing I can say. When you get with them, if you ever met them, you understand what I'm talking about. With that being said, we're going to keep this ball rolling on to the Straight From Us podcast. It's a lot of shit to talk about, and y'all already know. We talk what we talk about before we get to what we got to get to. with that being said, it's biker season. Watch out for bikers because we out here. We riding.
out here.
You know what I'm saying? I've been down already at the beginning of the season, so I don't plan on going down no more for the rest of the season. I took a slide already, and it's funny because I got more scratches and scrapes on me than what the bike got. My bike good. I got scrapes and scratch. Hey, I got a Mike Tyson tattoo. You know what I'm saying? What else? What else? Shit. This is Monday. This is Monday. It's a lot of things. 4th of July coming
Tuesday,
up.
Tuesday.
Oh,
the 4th
Tuesday. It's Tuesday. Yeah,
the 4th
it's Tuesday. My bad.
is Friday.
Be safe.
It's Friday.
Yeah.
Hey, our bartender gave us a strong ass drink this time.
My chick better
Oh
not
shit!
be
I
shot.
don't know what I'm
Dude
doing.
said it's Friday, and I'm broke, and I'm broke. It's Friday.
I don't know what's
and
going
I'm broke,
on.
and I'm broke.
But I know.
Yeah, I see Queen up there. I don't think she's gonna say nothing. I know who that is now.
Is
I
that
know who
Queen?
that is.
Queen?
No.
Oh.
It's somebody completely different.
Oh,
but she just click in and just watch the show and don't say nothing. You know what I'm saying? But she can speak when she want to speak. I ain't gonna. I was finna say something. I ain't gonna even say that. But I ain't gonna expose who she is. I know who she is now. Welcome. Appreciate you. But you ain't gotta click in all the time. You can just check us out on YouTube if you don't want to speak. But I always send the link just in case if you want to say something. You know what I'm saying? That's all that is. Summerfest is going on. I'm happy it's almost over. Summerfest is almost over. Megan Thee Stallion, I don't know. I ain't heard nothing about it, but she was here, Saturday?
And our people ain't show up.
Who?
The people that were supposed to perform for.
Oh,
they didn't show up. They couldn't. It was because of the weather or something. So they had to use some local artists. I don't know if that was the reason that big ass fight happened down there, but they got
that fight wasn't in front of. That was Megan Say was in the amphitheater. That was at the stages. So let's put it out. These YNs is wilding the fuck out. It's been multiple YN fights through all the Milwaukee events that's going on. It was one at Summerfest. It was one at the 3rd Street Milwaukee Market. And the same one that was at Summerfest, it was another event that was going on that I can't remember of right now. It was another fight there, too. So, these motherfuckers is going in.
The fight. We can't just forget the fight that just happened at Lincoln Park. They were scrapping.
Oh, so that's probably it. The swimming pool. They was fighting at Lincoln Park swimming pool.
They was getting it in. That was a female fight, but you know how female fights go.
All of them was female fights, bro. All of them was female fights. Huh?
That's crazy.
Oh, Bananas in the background. Oh, Rita.
Rita look like she looking in somebody's soul. Like
Rita, what
thoughts, my nigga?
Hey, Rita, I like your hair, boo.
There go my sister. When I say my sisters, y'all gotta understand. They sisters on both sides of the fence. They the sisters of God, and they the sisters of me. So I think they gotta go through it sometimes. Damn. Whew, I'm on both sides of the fence, boy.
Well, let Money, are you ready for me so I can get this out the way real fast?
No.
So we not finna do. We not finna do.
He did that on that level. So with that being said,
we're not finna go down to Yellow Brick. We just talk about this.
What do you do?
There's backyard boogie mixed with my 1-year anniversary. Well, me and Shell 1-year anniversary because she had to be part of it.
It's Friday.
So that's my backyard. That's my backyard. So I'm gonna let all black folks know it's going to be a lot of food and a lot of liquor, but it's not. If you show up late, I don't know what the hell to tell you.
The Boom Boom Room is officially behind the garage.
Oh no!
So once you go behind the garage,
we gonna have spades tables, domino tables. What we had?
Oh, that's on the side of the garage and in front of the garage.
We had what
music. The music is gonna be going on.
Music and all type of stuff. Having a grand time.
It's gonna be a fun time, but the Boom Boom Room is officially behind the garage. So
how you know the Boom Boom Room behind the garage? Have you used the Boom Boom Room?
Because I walked back there before and I seen the swinger tent. And goddamn it, hey, you ain't gotta participate. You just go back there and look. You know what I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
The motherfucker that's doing the swinging can ask you to participate.
Yeah.
Or you got to tap on the shoulder, be like, "Hey, is it okay?
That's
watch?
how the rules normally
that's
go.
How I go. That's how I
But
go.
that's that talking about. I didn't cut that area. Like,
Are y'all serious or are y'all playing?
All white area.
Hey, let me find out y'all gonna be back there in y'all church uniform.
Are y'all serious or are y'all playing?
What?
No, they serious.
What about my yard? Oh, my yard.
When am I not serious? Like, come on.
About the boom boom room.
I'm
He
serious.
done been in the boom boom room. That's how he know about the boom boom room. He done been there and he done that.
Hey,
No. I'm gonna be honest.
Whip,
I'm gonna
hold up.
tell
Whip
my
would
brother
let you
what
know.
happened. I created the motherfucking boom boom room
Whip
in his
let you know.
backyard, and in respect to him.
Yeah.
You know, shit.
When you said you seen that picture, it was like, damn, that's a big yard. That picture don't
Right.
give my yard justice.
No, that picture don't. That yard is bigger than that.
No, cause behind the garage is a whole lot of space.
Yeah.
This is brought to you by.
Y'all gonna get to drive me crazy. Y'all gonna get to drive me crazy.
It's gotta be
That's what David put up. Well, BA, I'm sorry. BA.
BA put that up.
Yeah,
Okay.
BA put that up. Well, especially the other one.
Gotta be suspended.
Especially the other one where he cut out when you was like, when women can't, what was it? Women can't give you 3 things.
What 3 things are those?
Okay.
Go ahead.
Am I echoing?
You got it. Put that
Go
up.
ahead and put it on there,
Go
bro.
ahead. Put that up there. Women can't give you 3 things.
What is that?
I'm gonna say it.
You the one who said it the first time.
I know. I'm gonna say it again.
Putting it up there. It's advertisement.
Well, it's
I
advertising.
don't remember what 3 things I said, but I'm gonna say it again. hey, that's why we record shit.
If you about to put it up, or should I? I think I can say it.
No, he got it. He should have it over there.
Hey Rita, am I echoing?
No, you good,
you.
Banana. You good. It's Friday, and I'm broke, It's Friday, and I'm broke.
No,
and
you
I'm broke.
can't be
I don't
broke.
give a fuck. That whoever came up with that shit with the Power Rangers is lit.
With you saying being broke, I got a whole rant that I got to get off my chest.
Oh Lord.
Okay.
Here it comes.
Expensive ass shit, nigga. So you can't rant.
No. What I'm ranting about is, you know how these women.
This nigga make me feel old because I feel like I need to wear the same hat that he wears. I love my brother.
He be wearing them hats though. Them hats he be wearing them.
I got him to wearing them hats, but now he just kept it going. We only did that when we went out to be on our grown men shit. But now it's like, damn, nigga, I need to go upstairs.
He smooth to me with that joker boy. That black one had him in.
Huh? You said
I
what?
said he smooth to me with that, but that black one had him in.
Yeah, that black one, man.
That sucker was smooth.
Thank you.
It was.
But I got to hear my rant. It's a little one. You know how females say they want their nigga on something, and, you know, different. Okay, I was talking to one of the brothers, so I'm not gonna put his name out there who said this to me.
No, just
but
go ahead and
it wasn't. It's not a hating towards him, but it's just the point of with this man being able to say what he said to me and it be true. Okay, I was talking to one of the brothers
because I'm curious,
and he was with his brother. Okay. So he was like, Oz, what's happening? I'm like, what's going on? He was like, why you ain't out here? It was like, because I got to go to work, so I can't be out there. So this man's
grown man shit.
Yeah, so the man says to me, you know how niggas jack, like, you know a nigga, okay, like this, let me tell you something about a nigga. If a nigga ain't gotta lie, he's not. If he's getting nothing out of it, and I'm gonna say if the profit is more than what he has to protect, he's not gonna lie. So this man was able to tell me, he was like, Oz, you know what? He said, bro, I'll be broke, but I still get these hoes.
That's facts though.
But that's what I was like. I knew the man wasn't lying because he put himself down to prove a point
Cause something you ain't got to pay for.
Yeah, but I'm just saying
But
this
it's
man be like,
abundance that you
he
gave
was
more
like,
money.
I don't have no money, but I got these hoes.
Yeah.
Like, so it was like, damn. So
I don't
it's
call that
more.
no lie.
So I'm not saying he didn't lie. I'm just saying of all this shit these women talk about can't be true. For him to be able to
Gold
say,
diggers, brother.
So I'm gonna say this. Most of these women is misled by the toxicity of what is called reality TV. You got the baddies that's out there. It's a motherfucking bitch on there that look like she's from the planet of the apes ass nigga, but she's a female. But that bitch, and it's a little tiny bitch that you can tell she a female. I mean, sorry, I don't mean to call them females.
You bogus.
So she got given the flu flocks. Now one of them is from Milwaukee, and I know her mama. I don't know her. I know her mother. And her mother asked me to watch the show to see her daughter. So every time she pull up with her bus, get off her bus, like, did you watch the show? No, I didn't. I don't get in reality TV, but I'm gonna go check out your daughter. And the fucked up part about it is, now that I'm thinking about this, why do you really want me to go see your daughter on baddies? Because half the motherfuckers on baddies is naked. So I don't want to be sitting there looking at your daughter like, damn, she got some fat ass titties. Like what? Like she came from you? Like
I think
he's gonna look at you.
Yeah. I think the word
her daughter do got some nice titties.
I think the word a bad bitch now is a participation award trophy. Cause every bitch just ain't doing nothing a bad bitch. So it's
like how you keep saying bitch, the same way I keep saying bitch. Like me, both of y'all know me. I despise saying that.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Unless you really piss me off, I really despise calling a female a bitch. But now I got so many females like, oh, I'm a bad bitch and bitch this and bitch that. It's like now bitches come out of me and it's like, God damn, I ain't even no disrespect. I didn't mean to call you no bitch, but it's like, what the fuck are you talking about? Ain't no disrespect. I'm like, shit. Now y'all got me calling y'all bitches. And it's like I put a different level on that. You know what I'm saying? But it is what it is. You want to be called bitch? I mean, hey, no problem. Good to you.
Oh yeah, it was I think that's one. Yeah, because it was two.
It's so many, like, even with us calling each other niggas and shit like that, I guess that's why females call each other bitches. But, you got bad bitches that really ain't bad.
That's why I said it got to be a participation award title.
Yeah.
Because it can't mean nothing.
Yeah.
Because,
because if I call you bitch, you mad. But if she call you bitch, you like, hey, bitch. Like, wait, come on, let's make it make sense.
It's different.
Or a chick that's
it's different.
No type of cash, but on the first of the month, she a bad bitch too.
Hey, we acting like a motherfucker, bro. You got us
It's different though, because when dudes say
I don't allow nobody to call me a bitch.
Go ahead,
but when females say it's like a friendly gesture, myself, I don't like it neither way.
I don't allow nobody to call me no bitch.
I'm not gonna disrespect you, so I suggest you don't disrespect me. Because
No,
I don't like that. I don't
no,
like that.
And I get it. Cause I mean, what do I look like coming up to you like, God damn, her titties look nice. Hey, bitch, let me suck your titties. You was a bad bitch.
You'll be
bitch,
too
let
short.
Me suck your motherfucking
You better
titties.
be too short. You better be too short because that's the only person that's gonna work for.
I feel like you're gonna be offended.
Of course.
Or you might be happy as a motherfucker, and I might be able to suck your titties and you suck my soul because you like, hey, this
Oh Lord.
bitch. I mean, I don't know. I'm curious.
Did you find the money? Okay, go ahead, play it. So he can remember.
Y'all ready?
Yes,
go ahead. Men don't get shit. We don't get nothing. But we only ask for the very simple shit that's very hard to give.
Socks and drawers.
So think about that. Men don't get shit. Men don't get shit. We don't get nothing. But we only ask for the very simple shit that's very hard to get.
Yeah. Yep, that's what he said. That's most definitely what he said. We was not prepared for that. I most definitely wasn't prepared for him to say that. That's why
I could barely hear him.
You can barely hear him.
You want to hear it?
Yeah, we talking about the socks and drawers.
Socks and drawers.
That had me rolling.
One more time.
Very white there. Socks and drawers.
This is
and
beautiful.
don't get shit. We
Socks
don't
and
get
drawers.
nothing. But we only ask for the very simple shit that's very hard to give.
Socks and
So,
drawers.
so think about that, nigga. Socks and drawers is the easiest thing to get, but what women can't
All
do:
we
be
get.
quiet, give peace, and be patient.
On that note,
With
we will
that
see
being
y'all
said,
Monday.
that's it for my podcast.
Next topic.
We will catch y'all next Monday. Thank y'all for joining
You
us.
know when people just catch you off guard, like
And there was a
caught off guard moment. You know, everybody knows straight from us. We nowhere near scripted. Nowhere near scripted.
No,
No,
never did.
brought down. If we did, we probably wouldn't remember it. No way.
Right.
But more than less, sometimes when things get said on here, it be a shock to us too. Like, oh, like you just look at each other like, bro, did you really just say?
Be quiet, give peace.
Yeah.
Wow.
Okay.
He's back from the restroom once again.
I'm back.
Y'all enjoy this.
I'm back.
Y'all enjoy this.
Uh-oh. Watch out now.
I'm
Watch
back.
out there now. Watch out there now.
I'm getting my
Yeah. What's up, Big Daddy?
father got. The hat that my father got. My baby Drew. Y'all know nothing about that Milwaukee shit.
All right. Let's get down this yellow brick road.
Yeah. Big
Let's
Daddy
get
pushing
down
in the
this yellow
building.
brick road. Now we got it since the man he really helped me out with this. So since we talking about the Milwaukee situation, we most definitely
Yeah.
what happened here.
And we continue to follow breaking news this afternoon of two Milwaukee police officers shot on Thursday night. It happened near 24th and Garfield. Officials say one officer remains in critical condition and the other is expected to be okay. A suspect is now taken into custody. Let's bring in our northern Milwaukee County reporter, Gideon Verdeen. And Gideon, you have been speaking with people who live in that area all morning and all afternoon. So what are people who live there telling you this afternoon?
That's right, Adriana. I'm standing here at the heart of the investigation here on Milwaukee's north side, a neighborhood shaken up after shots fired last night. Two Milwaukee police officers were shot, and what officers say they were responding to a shots fired call. Now, neighbors in this community tell me they're fearful and uncertain. Police say the shooting happened shortly after 9 p.m. What you're looking at now is videos of investigators combing through the backyard. They appeared to find a large caliber bullet casing. The shooting happened near 24th Place in Garfield. The call came in as a report of a person with a weapon and quickly escalated to shots fired. As officers moved through the alley, they were met with gunfire and both officers were struck. Police are calling it a targeted ambush. I spoke with neighbors in the neighborhood who heard the gunshots.
As soon as we got in the house, it was shots. We had to get all of the kids down. It was like a big pop, like a wow. And then when I got the kids down, it was a bow, 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 boom.
Pissed off. My sister's a retired police officer, so I have a high esteem for police officers. So pissed off.
Now, MPD says they have one suspect in custody, but the investigation is ongoing. We saw investigators out here all day combing.
Well, we're gonna tell you this: one of the officers died. He didn't make it. Like, and the dude that they caught, they said he ambushed. He as soon as they pulled up, he just got to letting go. They saying he didn't. It wasn't like a manifesto or he knew the officers personally. It didn't make a difference to the man. He just as soon as they came, and he just started letting it go and took one of their lives. Like, it's just I don't know. I just feel it's fucked up.
Right.
Like,
It is.
It's really fucked.
It was uncalled for.
I gotta say it's very fucked up, and I mean I'm not just saying it because he's a black officer or whatnot, but I mean come on now.
Because dude didn't care. He didn't get.
Yeah,
It wasn't like
he didn't care who was coming, and that's a
It
fuck.
was just uncalled for.
Yeah,
I don't agree with anyone being unalive, but I will say this, and I stand strong on it. 500 unarmed black men die, or unarmed black people die every year at the hands of police officers. I do not condone the killing of anyone, police officer, Ku Klux Klan. I don't condone killing anyone, but I will say this: we have to watch out for what we do when we do it, and that's even the police officers, even the police force. You
agreed.
understand what I'm saying? So I'm not condoning this. I think it's fucked up, but I just don't think that a lot of these YNs, I don't think they're going to have the same disdain.
No, they're not
for police officers as we do.
No, they're
I'm just putting that
Not
out
at all.
Because you remember early '90s when I'm gonna
We
say,
had respect for certain. We
Yeah.
had respect for certain officers,
but no, you
but
remember
there's
when
certain officers we didn't have no respect
you
for.
remember when they caught that one white lady and stumped her, that one white cop on the east side, stumped her clean on out to where they couldn't recognize her.
Oh my God.
The mayor came and was like, we need to have a truce, and it was. It depends on how old you are to know. Like that happened like early '90s. Like it
Mhm.
got to the point where, Money said, motherfuckers got tired of it. Like motherfuckers got tired of it and just started. We gonna show y'all that we can get down too.
But
But
to call them
The
in that
problem is
area,
this. My fault, banana, not
did
to cut
they?
you off, but the
Okay.
problem is this. It's simple as you got people in power positions, and I stand strong on this because I just went through some recently. You got
Mm.
people in positions of power that don't know how to handle it, and this is what's wrong with us as a society. You put people that you think worked hard to get into a position, but they really didn't. They work hard to get power. And when they get into a power position, they always abuse a fucking power. And this means fucking cops. This means aldermen. This means
The
mayors.
fucking president,
It
punk
means
ass.
every fucking body. Like we really need to understand it's people that fit for these positions that don't want them, but they fit for them because if they get into that position, they're gonna make change. And some of these motherfuckers don't want change, and that's the problem.
well, let's this is a touchy subject, so we gonna go
It's a
further
very
down.
touchy subject.
We gonna
It
go
is
further
very
down
touchy
this.
because when Jay said what he said, just
Want
because there's certain bad cops out there that do that. Can y'all hear me? Am I clear?
You sound a little bit backgroundish, echoish a little bit, but go ahead.
Okay, hold on one second. Hold on one second.
Yeah, jerk chicken.
She said she gonna come. She come
Can y'all hear me?
Yeah,
come to the
we
party.
definitely can hear you a whole
If she
lot better.
come to my anniversary / backyard boogie, she bringing some
Go
jerk
ahead,
chicken.
say what you got to say.
Okay, so what I was saying was I understand where, Jay is coming from with our black men being killed, right? But
Hmm.
that's not every cop, right?
No, it's not.
And we know that and I understand that. But for them to call them and purposely do that
Yeah.
was just flat out bogus. I ain't gonna lie about it and I ain't finna sugarcoat it. It was flat out bogus. They called them there and instead of, they all they did was got out the car. He started shooting.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? The
Hmm.
police, what they do, they pull up on you, they tell you to get out the car and all this and that, and then all of a sudden they see a gun and boom, 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 there it go. You get what I'm saying? So it's just like it's not good on either end. But
No,
that right there is just plain out bogus, bro.
yeah,
And
but
But
then,
it's
so
and then
so
all
this
I
this
got
after
this,
something
another
to
this
cop,
say.
hold on,
I
I
have
think it
one
was
thing to
West
no,
say.
Dallas.
I
I'm
agree.
pretty
hey
I
sure.
agree
Jay
100%, but it's
Jay
all bogus
Jay
because
Jay.
because
I,
remember, we can't get pulled over in a traffic stop
but Jay,
without them
hold
killing
on, hold on,
us.
hold on. Look. I'm gonna say this because I'm only reason why I'm cutting my cousin off is because he's very political on this, and I do what he taught me how to do. I open up my eyes and play devil's advocate on a lot of this. So it's a bunch of badass police like old boy from the Jerry Springer show, that cop that was working there.
Steve Wilkos.
Steve Wilkos said, you keep putting cops in areas that they don't belong in. You cannot police an area that you automatically going in scared, so you fear for your life. So due to the fact that you fear for your life, it justifies you doing stupid shit. If you didn't fear for your life, that situation could have went completely different. Now, if that situation go completely different, guess what? The interactions with the city, with the police, because when the cop make a situation happen, the whole inner city look at that force, not just the one cop. They look at
Right.
all cops as you're fucked up. Now, when this kid shoots a cop, guess what? Now this person, not all the cops, the whole force is looking at the whole area, that whole society as y'all gonna do this to me. So now every time I go there, I fear for my fucking life. So now I'm gonna take yours. So is that correct? No. On both ends, it's not correct. I'm playing devil's advocate on both sides, man.
That's all I
I have one thing to say. Can somebody hear me?
That's all.
Yeah, who is that?
It's
Wait.
Nisha.
That's all I was saying though.
So today on news,
Hold on.
today on news, they just mentioned that he was there for domestic violence.
Oh,
Someone
okay.
else started shooting at him. So the guy who shot and killed the police officer didn't know he shot the police officer. He was shooting at somebody that was shooting at him. So before we start making judgment on what's right and what's wrong, we have to get the whole story. And
There
that's
you
what's
go.
wrong with social media. We
That
look
part.
to social media and news. News don't give us the all correct information. I don't listen to shit the news got to say.
The news
Social
is
media don't give us the
misguided
correct information. But what was told today, the young man who was shooting outside the window at that boy who was shooting at the police that he did not know the police was there, he should be held responsible for their killing, or that police officer killing.
The one that was in the window?
Yes. He started shooting at the boy that was there for a domestic violence thing. This was just on the news today at 6 o'clock. So before everybody started judging, and that's the thing, we always quick to judge other people that happen. Like I don't judge the police officer for killing other people. Like everybody's held responsible for their actions. But at the end of the day, before you start judging, get the whole information.
Well, and that's the truth. But here's what the problem is. It's not. I'm not judging it. What I'm trying to say
Right.
is, how
Because I
long?
wasn't either. I wasn't judging it. I was just
How
saying it was
long
wrong
will
on both
we?
ways.
How long
No,
will we
my
have
thing is,
where
it's just
when
the
you
whole
if you
thing.
back
Because like
if you
a
back
lot
a
of
whip
people was
or you
mentioning
back
about the
a
cop being
raccoon
dead
into
when
the
he
corner,
wasn't dead.
they're going to come back out fangs swinging. I mean, claws swinging and fangs
Exactly.
jumping
Hold
in
on.
bear.
Hey,
That's
hold
what I'm
on.
trying to say.
Jay, hold on, hold on. Can everybody hear us correctly? Because I'm getting some text messages that,
Y'all low.
here. We
Y'all
can't.
low.
Is that better?
Because y'all was saying.
It's just low. That's it. Like it always is. It's just low.
All right. As long as y'all can hear us, that's what we're trying to get y'all to do is hear us. Because so with that being said,
let's get further down the yellow brick road.
I don't think we're gonna make it down the yellow brick road. You didn't open up a box that's gonna carry us into the podcast. To be honest, so with that being said, and one thing I gotta say is Nisha said some valid stuff, and she said the same thing I was trying to say. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, all of us know some of our family members as cops. We know other cops that's very cool. And I mean, when I say I know cops on both sides of the fence, I know white cops, I know black cops that are very they there to do their job. I'm gonna say this. They're there to do their job. But you got some that's there to do more than a motherfucking job.
Like
And that's just
Blondie.
and yeah,
Ooh,
Blondie.
don't bring up Blondie.
Blondie.
Man.
Hey,
Staples.
I'm glad she brought that up.
Oh,
Blondie.
man.
Staples.
That's where I got my disdain. I mean, that's where I got my fear of cops from.
Man.
Yeah.
Blondie was horrible.
I hated that.
Hold up.
The jump out boy.
Like, bro, we got our fear of cops, and it becomes because of the area that we was in. We was in 12th and Ring, the biggest like drug area in that area. You know what I'm saying? Even though it wasn't, because it went all the way up and down Keith, Ring, Concordia, and Burlock. but you just had to be able to hit, and them motherfuckers just ride through there and terrorize us. You know what I'm saying? We was
Sure
doing,
did.
we was doing wrong,
And
but
they used to get y'all stuff and y'all money, and then wouldn't book y'all or nothing.
Oh,
but see,
he'll
we
take
didn't
half
have
my
no
shit
bodies.
and
We
then
didn't
make
have
it
no bodies.
like, okay, here go some of y'all, here go some of it. Go make some more. So you can fucking take it.
And then also, I'm gonna put this out there. When I was 14 years old, I got my ass whooped by the police just by walking to the store. So all I'm trying to say is this: I don't condone any of them getting killed. I don't condone any of us getting killed.
No.
All I'm trying to say is, if you back a rat or a raccoon into the corner, what do you think they're gonna do?
They're gonna fight.
Come out fighting.
Defend themselves. So I'm not saying, and I didn't pass judgment on it. I'm just saying, when it comes down to it, we can't continue to keep getting killed without somebody striking back. And I'm not talking about this situation, period. I'm saying that you're going to start seeing it a lot more. That's all I'm saying.
But I think with the whole justice system, they got to get the whole information before they can just charge one person. Now that this came out the news, are they going to charge the person that was shooting at this young man who shot back and not thinking that, he was
No,
protecting himself? You know what I'm saying? So
no,
is
he ain't
the
gonna get
other person going to
charged.
get charged? Because
No,
now this man don't have money. Probably, I'm not going to say he have money or not, but he can get probably a good defense team to say, hey, he was protecting himself and he did not know he was shooting at the police officer.
no, but they not gonna look at it that way.
They're
They're
gonna
gonna look
charge
at it
him
as
because they want
he
that
was
case closed,
shooting,
open and
and
closed.
the bullet
And the
that
reason why I'm saying this is because my cousin was involved with the accident that happened with that police officer who got killed in that car accident back in 2018. They
yeah.
gave my cousin life, damn near life for that shit. And his own partner came out 2 years later, was high, drunk. How we not know his partner didn't kill his own damn partner?
We don't, but the thing is, they gonna charge him because
They gonna charge
he
him
was
because they
shoot. That
black
was
and
his
they
gun.
know
That's not
they
the only reason. That
exactly.
was his gun. He was
Exactly.
shooting. His bullet killed that police officer.
And the thing
They're not
is,
looking at
now that
that.
that
They're not
news
looking
said
at the
it,
fact that he was shooting at somebody
exactly.
else. They not
But my
looking
thing
at that.
is,
His
the
bullet
other guy should
killed
be held
him.
responsible too. If y'all
But
gonna
they not
charge
gonna look at
somebody,
him.
charge
His
that person
bullet
who
didn't
starts.
kill him. His bullet didn't kill him. They getting him because his bullet killed that police officer
Mm-hmm.
and wounded another one. That's why they gonna get him.
Closing.
Cause they not gonna look at what was going on before then. That ain't got nothing to do with it.
Hey, I'm finna
They
blow.
Sir.
go. That's out the window.
Closing.
When he shot that police officer, his gun, his bullet killed him. Boom. That's it.
I'm gonna say this is the bartender's fault with me, but I'm gonna say this. Looking at me and T, it pops into my head of the what was that, the Sesame Street song. One of these things don't belong.
Are you talking about the bartender? Yeah, I be talking about the bartender.
Like,
Hey, I went and put on my hat like my father
it
got.
sticks out like a sore thumb. But let's get down this further, this yellow brick road,
All
and
right,
talk about this
with that
Diddy
being
character.
said, with that being said, everybody, that this is a positive narrative that we're talking about. So we're gonna come back. We're in the midst of the podcast where we're walking down what we consider to be the yellow brick road. And we're talking about different things that happen. We probably should have saved this for last, but we didn't. So with that being said, we're gonna circle back to this. So we're gonna let Oz do his segment of the podcast, and we're gonna come back to this. So go ahead.
Now what you were saying, bro?
No, I was saying we probably should say that.
Oh yeah, we should have. Let's get on this Diddy character.
And thank all y'all for y'all participating. And
thank you.
So, or everything else.
No, P. Diddy.
And we're gonna shout out everybody that's coming. We got Banana,
expensive.
we got Riri, which is Rita, Nisha, New. I don't know who New is. White, what's happening, bro? Ding Ding, Sugar Ding Ding, and Jay. So I don't know who Jay and Nunu is, but what's up? Thank y'all for joining. No pictures. I see y'all. I ain't showing y'all faces, so I don't know who y'all are. But thank you.
Let's go. Let's talk about this Diddy.
Let's get it.
His fuck ass.
With you now with some breaking celebrity dish news. Prosecutors have dropped some charges against Diddy. Joining us now is TMZ executive producer Harvey Levin with the latest late breaking details. I mean, Harvey, I can't get through your story here fast enough. What's the latest?
Okay, it's a little bit confusing, Marissa, but let me explain. The prosecution sent a letter to the judge saying they want to, the judge had asked prosecutors and defense to streamline the proposed jury instructions. The prosecution is saying, okay, so let's eliminate attempted kidnapping, attempted arson, and aiding and abetting sex trafficking. So now the question, what does that mean? We know the arson relates to Diddy allegedly blowing up Kid Cudi's car in a fit of jealousy, the fact that Kid Cudi had dated Cassie. So it would seem that they're saying we're just not going to pursue that when it comes to giving the jury instructions because the jury never directly tied Diddy to the actual arson of the car. Now, they do mention the word attempted, so I suppose you can make the argument that they're going to not say he attempted it, he actually did it. But that doesn't make sense because all they said in the testimony was that they believe he did it. And it went on fire, so it was done. So it seems like they're eliminating that. And similarly, when it comes to kidnapping, you may remember that there was testimony by Capricorn Clark, Diddy's assistant, saying that Diddy suspected her of stealing jewelry. They took her, put her in a warehouse, and gave her lie detector tests, and putting her in that warehouse was kidnapping. It seems they're not going to pursue that. And there was a second one involving this alleged victim, Jane. So it seems they're taking certain things off the table, but I got to be honest with you, the letter's a little bit confusing, but it definitely seems the prosecution is pulling back on what they are going to argue to the jury in closing argument.
No, they pulling back on like
I'm saying, I was talking about what are they really not trying to get us to see by looking at Diddy trial. Michael Jackson trial came at a time. R. Kelly trial came at a time. Now you got Diddy trial come at a time. Bill Cosby trial came at a time. Like all the biggest trials of all these black men that's like up top. You know what I'm saying? Like Diddy is the only motherfucker I was like, like Bill Cosby, Michael Jackson, R. Kelly is kind of you know what I'm saying? But like Bill Cosby fucked up and tried to buy NBC. So we know why the white folks didn't want him to have that shit because you gonna be a black man in power. Michael Jackson already owned all the
Well,
songs.
they came after Diddy after he sued the people for his liquor thing, and once he sued them, that's when all the allegations came out.
Yeah, that's not. Yeah, and that's facts, and that's fact, and this is the point that I'm making. I forgot that we back to everybody and they can hear me. So this is the points that I'm trying to make. Like Prince got killed because Prince was talking about the chemtrails. If y'all look at, for those that don't know what chemtrails is all the airplanes that's in the sky that's just leaving trails of clouds and smoke behind them for no apparent reason. If y'all ever look at airplanes take off and stuff,
they polluting the world.
Take off. Yeah, exactly. If y'all look at airplanes and jets take off, they're never leaving any trails when they take off. But you got these particular jets that's up in the sky, high as a motherfucker, that's leaving trails. But they don't start leaving trails. If you look at when the jet took off, they didn't leave no trails. But if you see them in the sky, there's times where you can look up at the sky, you can see the trail started here and it's still going. And then sometimes you can even see where the trail ends. Chemtrails. So Prince was opening people's eyes to a lot of that stuff. So with that being said, Prince is unalive. Michael Jackson owned too many white people. And when I say he owned too many white people, he was the first black slave owner. The first black slave owner. He owned Elvis. He owned the Beatles. He owned like all the Sony he owned. Because he owned Sony. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So he owned a nice chunk of Sony. No, he owned they publishing, but he owned a goddamn nigga. He owned it a part of Sony too. He had stake in Sony. Look it up, bro. I look it up. He had stake in Sony. He had a nice chunk of Sony. Like that was part of the problem because with him having a chunk in Sony, it wasn't the fact that he just had Elvis shit. He had the Beatles shit. It's the fact when he had half of Sony, he owned half of Sony. He was a partner in Sony. He owned too many others, and so now you already got the top tier. Now you own too many others. You need to be unalive. Now R. Kelly Shut up, R. Kelly. They're trying to unalive R. Kelly. Why? Because R. Kelly catalog is worth billions. R. Kelly ain't worth billions, but his catalog, because his music, I don't give a fuck. Motherfuckers don't understand how many songs R. Kelly did that's not on R. Kelly record. We talking about the Isleys. We talking about Charlie Wilson. We talking about a bunch of other people that most people don't know that R. Kelly written a song, including Michael Jackson. Including Michael Jackson.
He who owns the masters owns the music.
Yeah.
So you're right. The reason why I would try and unalive someone or I would try to cancel someone is in order for me to be able to step in and slide by their masters, which is buying their catalog.
Yeah.
And so I can be able to control music.
Yeah,
and
they've been wanting to, they did this to R. Kelly because they want to own his catalog. R. Kelly catalog
same
is
thing as Michael Jackson.
powerful.
Remember,
Same
not only
thing.
did Michael Jackson own masters from the Beatles, masters from Elvis. But he also wrote a lot of songs people don't even think about.
Mm-hmm.
So just being able to take control of all that. That's why they did a lot of the stuff they do. You know what I'm saying? A lot of stuff they did.
But that's my point. That's why Prince, Michael Jackson, and now they trying to, and R. Kelly is putting it out there. They trying to unalive him. Is the reason why they trying to, and they trying to get Jaguar Wright finally. But I'm surprised she ain't dead. Jaguar Wright should have been dead a long time ago. With the shit she putting out there. I hate to say it, and it sounds crazy and it's fucked up, but Jaguar Wright should have been gone a long time ago. She should have been off. Because this is what they do. Like they had that TV show with Kerry Washington. What was that? Where she was a motherfucker that made sure everything was balanced. She cleaned up everything. I forgot the name of that goddamn show. I'm trying to think of the name, but it ain't coming to me. But Scandal. So this shit is real life. This shit is literally real life. That's why Prince ain't here. Prince stayed in his own compound. And it's a lot of shit that motherfuckers do to motherfuckers that, once you get money, they teach you how to unalive people. Suge Knight was the first one to teach you, that told you, because he hood enough to tell you, this is how you unalive motherfuckers. He injected Eazy-E with HIV. Eazy-E, and now the narrative is this. Anybody in the rap industry and everything like that, everybody know you fucking a lot of women. But, come on. Even like right now, even when you ain't got money and you fucking women, you smart about your shit. You strategically doing shit. So Eazy-E had to be more strategic about who the fuck he was fucking. And then he got married. So when he got married and shit. So with that being said, these are things that we don't look at. And with me saying this, I'm gonna throw it to this part. The black dollar is mighty as fuck, and black people is the only ones who don't understand it. Black people feel like I own this and I bought this that has no significant value besides for what you paid for it. It has no significant value. So if you resell it, you can't sell it for what you pay for it, and it does not appreciate.
Blue book.
It depreciates. Everything that you
Blue
everything that you buy depreciates. Now, the world is built off the black man's back of
and pussy.
And pussy. But what I'm saying is
I'm sorry.
And what I'm saying is
I'm gonna smack you when I see you.
Good grief. And it intertwines. And the reason why, because we put this out there before. Women are nudity because I can show you I can show you my pussy, I can show you my ass without showing you everything. I'm showing you just prints.
Dick is dominant, pussy is power.
So with me showing you me in this particular outfit and shit, as a man, you're attracted to what I'm showing you. Now, as a woman, me being flashy and showing you I got money is more attractive because, like, we can show a dick print, but a dick print is okay. Men don't walk around with dick unless you going around thinking about pussy and titties and everything all day to make yourself stay somewhat erect. You got to stay somewhat erect for a woman to catch eyesight.
Oh, yeah, no.
They can't catch eyesight to your manhood. You know what I'm saying? That's why they had the great jogging suit, the jogging pants and shit. Because jogging pants, okay, but once again, you at the gym and you see another lady working out half naked, so you get semi aroused. So that's the only way they can see that print. Let's be realistic. Let's use our mind on realistic shit. Now, most women is out here naked. They showing themselves to entice a nigga. But now the problem with that is the catch-22 is this. I want you, but I'm enticing you. Because that man already got somebody that got better than what you got. But you trying to entice him, but it is not working. And you're getting all the wrong attention that you don't want, so now it's a problem.
Right.
Now, flip side, for men, I want you, but I'm enticing you because you want what I got. You don't want what I got because you already got somebody that got or better than what I got. She's not enticed by me splashing all this money and shit like that, saying I got you. She enticed by this man that actually is giving more mental stability. You know what I'm saying? And this is what it comes down to out here in this world right now that a lot of us is not looking at. So now this is how the white folks is looking at us like, hey, this is what the black folks want. The one black woman want this, the black man want this. Put this on TV. So you got to do the research. Put this on TV. Put this in commercials. Put this on the news. Put this here. Television programming. So now I got all these motherfucking TV shows that's reality TV that's teaching you, you want this. You got to do this. You got to do this. So the women is always train men. Women always train men. That's a fact. Mothers train men. So with that being said, you got some shit out here in reels right now that's showing mamas. It was one that I just seen that disturbed the fuck out of me. The mama was teaching him not to go to work so he didn't fuck up her Section 8. I'm like, damn, that's fucked up. That's bad.
You said what?
Yeah, she didn't want her
Girl.
son to the job because he gonna fuck up her Section 8. But
Oh
that was
Lord.
fucked up. So
That's so selfish.
and it is.
Can't believe he said that
You
shit.
don't want your child to grow because you want Section 8. Tell him to get his
Exactly.
own house.
So now, and
Oh my
for a very
God.
long time. So now with us black dollars, we spend a lot of our money on a lot of shit. And me and bro, we didn't went head to head on this because he like, damn, bro, why don't you dress like this? Because fuck them. This is my mentality. Fuck them. You know, I got a couple Jordan 1s or whatnot because it's comfortable. I only buy shit because it's comfortable. I'm not gonna buy shit because nigga, hey, you ain't cool because if you ain't got this, because all through high school I got talked about. Now hold up. Here's my analogy about that, and it's fucked up. I'm gonna tell y'all up front, it's fucked up. Here's my analogy. I got teased while I was in high school. I mean, in middle school, I got teased. I wore purple Reeboks and a couple other things. You know what I'm saying? But the same motherfuckers that teased me, I fucked the shit out of them and made them suck me off.
Wow. Well,
because
wow,
no Diddy.
Hold on.
Yeah, no Diddy.
Females, nigga.
No Diddy. No Johnson.
Hold up. Only you niggas took it there. But these females that was teaching me doing all this shit, and now right now they look at me like, God damn, nigga, you doing this, you doing that. But at the end of the day, I walk around with a t-shirt on, I walk around with black jeans on, and I walk around with certain shoes on. Now I'm humble, but now you look at me on a whole nother level. But when I was in middle school, you talked about me like I was a dog because I didn't have X, Y, and Z. Just like I always put it out there. I'm not gonna be a Harley rider. I'm a motorcycle enthusiast. I'm not gonna be a Harley rider because everybody feel like you gotta ride a Harley. But guess who's making money off the Harley? All them white motherfuckers that they firing people right now because the secrets is coming out about how the Harley been doing black people.
Right.
Now if Nike come out how they been doing black people about buying their shoes, like come on, like Shaquille O'Neal that took over Reebok. And his shit been in Walmart for the longest.
I'm not gonna lie. With me, I dress. You know, I like
Hold up.
dressing nice.
What I'm finna say is this ain't me and you going at it because I already know where you're gonna go. It's about you dressing like, and I ain't got nothing to do with that. So what I want everybody to understand is this: it is the power of the black dollar and how they raise the price on shit because they know the black person is gonna go buy it and don't give a fuck about the price because I don't care about the price because I gotta prove a point that I can
Because it's popular. They want to be in.
I can afford to buy this. So I can go buy a Harley. But then every time that motherfucker break down when I hit the highway because I'm a rider, every time that motherfucker break down, every time I hit the highway, every time I want to add a new thing to that motherfucker and the price is hiked up high to the motherfucker because of every black person from fucking New York to California is purchasing the exact same thing and by slews of shit. Now my price just went up higher.
Well, the Jews have always called us liquid
It's
money.
only because they trying to keep up with the most. Like if I'm not keeping up with everybody else, so guess what? I got money, but shit, I wear the same motherfucking leg. As long as I got a washing machine, I'm gonna wash that bitch and I'm gonna put the motherfucker back on.
And say that shit.
I don't give a fuck. Cause at the end of
And
the day,
say that
I'm
shit.
paying my own shit. Ain't nobody else paying my shit. And that's why when I go outside and I see white motherfuckers in some damn ripped up ass jeans, some roll over ass
Man, look,
shoes, guess
Yeah.
what? They staying in a motherfucking mansion and look
they
what we
staying in the mansion.
I'm gonna stay with
Yeah.
my
We in
motherfucking
the hood.
ass with that, and
They
I'm gonna get.
saving their money.
They saving their money.
They
Them
saving
motherfuckers
their
shopping
money.
at them
I ain't
motherfuckers
trying to
shopping
look
at
like everybody else.
Walmart
Looking
in
like
Jersey.
everybody else keep your ass broke.
Back in the 70s,
And say that shit.
they've been did a study on this, and they realized that when it comes down to keeping up with the Joneses, that was
And
That's
us.
that's
exactly what
what's
I was
wrong with
gonna
our
say.
culture because we want to make sure we upscale everybody else.
Yes.
Yeah.
We need to build together and let's build some business together. How many times we go to a damn supply
Crab in
store
there.
and
It'll
our
never
guy
happen.
owning it, but we got to buy from the Asian people and everybody else for
I
our
never.
beauty supply stuff.
But it can't. But here's the thing: it can happen. Our problem is that we have to be able to come
It
together.
can, but it won't.
Hold
No,
up,
wait,
hold up.
wait. It's
No,
by
that's our mentality
design.
right there. It won't.
No, but
We
wait.
don't ever try to figure out how can we make it happen. We
Make
always
it happen.
it won't happen because we're crab in the barrel. Instead of saying we're crab in the
And why
barrel,
you think
make
Trump
it
is
happen.
so big
How
on
can we
all
make
these
it
other people out of this country? They the only ones that can stay in a house with all their family members. Could be 10 of them motherfuckers in one house, make ends meet, be
happen?
happy. But we so busy
Laotian,
trying to outbeat
Chinese,
our cousin, our
Mexican,
sister,
Mexican.
our brothers, because we want to have a higher standard. Saying, look what we got, man. Fuck that shit.
Well,
Right, that's the same thing we had already. We was talking about that. We talked about this subject before
yeah.
because
Mm-hmm.
not only are they staying in those
So we're
houses, that
black.
big old house, that little
Some
old
of
house
us blacker
together.
than the others.
After they get their money stacked, they go buy the house, the
Exactly.
one next
You
door.
know what? And they
Okay, that
keep
family
on buying
gone. Okay,
houses.
they
So by the
still
time they keep
stacking.
on staying together, building, they're gonna keep on buying
They're
property.
not trying to
Before
do
you
that
know it,
This
they
is
be in
because
their
it's
own
every man
house.
for themselves.
this is by design. They've taught you to separate.
So
They
one thing,
taught you to stay separate.
one thing that Jay is
And
saying
Diddy
is hold
showed
up,
you
hold up,
can't have a
hold
lot
up.
of black people in the house.
We
The
ain't gonna
baby
talk
oil
about
get
Diddy. We
broken
ain't gonna
out.
talk about Diddy. You always try to throw off the
I'm
topic,
sorry.
nigga, with that
I'm
bullshit.
sorry. I'm sorry.
So one thing that Jay said was
We ain't even saying baby oil no more.
Read it. We ain't talking about you and the baby. So what Jay said is 100% correct. Now, one thing that the Monks got going on that is solidified. They got a thing, and I forgot the name of it, so I can't pronounce it the correct way because I don't remember
It's
the name
called
of it.
Chinese
No,
food.
it's not. So what
See,
it's
I'm trying
called
to.
is
Oh my God.
each of them put in each pot is different. So each of them might put in $100 to $500 into this pot, and is let's say it's 12 of them, and all 12 of them put that amount in that pot. Now one of them get it, and each time it keeps circulating, but it helps them to either build a business, take care of your house, or do extra. And all these I done learned because I'm in Brown Deer with these families. You know what I'm saying? And I'm sitting here looking like they got a nice ass house. It ain't a mansion, but it's a nice ass motherfucking house.
They also send for other family members.
Don't teach
Yeah.
our culture. Don't teach about generational wealth. We
No, they
teach
don't.
our kids how to start saving when they start getting a job. Even $25 out of your paycheck. Don't touch it. Get you a savings account. We don't teach our family how to get life insurance because you can make money off your life insurance if you have the correct policy. That's why when motherfuckers, white people die, they kids they inherit all their wealth because they are teaching their kids how to spend their money wisely, how to invest their money wisely. We don't do that. We want to go.
I'm gonna go with you. You know how
We
good
gonna
I feel
stand in
when I finally
line
got me
for
some
them
life.
goddamn storage versus standing in line how to teach our kids financial wealth.
I felt.
That's what I teach my kids about financial wealth. I
real
teach
quick,
my kids that.
But
hold on, hey, real quick. Let me just let y'all know. Let me just let y'all
It ain't about what we put on our back.
hold on one second.
I can't hear her. She breaking up.
No.
My thing is, it's not what we put on our back or what we put on our feet. It's about what we can teach our kids on to put on our bank account. Because at the
Right.
end of the day, we all got to retire. If we keep on spending on the latest fashion, how to look good, how to impress the next motherfucker who don't give a fuck about us, we will always be broke.
Or the next motherfucker that's gonna try to rob you because they feel like you got
Exactly.
more than them.
You work
Right.
hard for your shit, so why would you want to sit here and be flashy? When I was growing up in the hood, I used to sell dope. I used to tell the young niggas that was coming up,
hey,
listen,
Leslie.
it's about going to school, get your motherfucking business degree. You can still hustle, get you a part-time job. Cause when the motherfuckers, when they pull your ass over, they gonna try to find something to stick on your ass. And if they can't find nothing, they gonna try to get something on you. So as
Or
long as you got your ducks in a row, them motherfuckers can't fuck with you.
Nope.
Get your degree. Stack your money. Cause the game is to stack your money. The game ain't to look flashy. Cause flashiness get your ass caught up in jail or dead.
Hey,
Get your shit, build your money, get your business after you get your degree, and move the fuck on.
Hey, real quick. Let me just say this. I'm gonna bring up 3 topics and I'm done. 1, 33 and the third. When I say that, I mean out of 100%, you should break your income down into 33 and the third. One should be towards investment. One should be towards saving, as what Nisha just said, and one should be living. You know what I'm saying? I'm sorry, providing whatever your needs are, not necessarily wants, but whatever your needs are. So that's one.
Exactly.
2,
Right, Ding Ding. Hey,
we have,
Dina.
we have been systematically programmed to do what we're doing. We have been systematically programmed to do what we're doing. Their biggest plan is to cipher the black dollar out of our community before it could change hands.
Exactly. That's the reason why Black Wall Street went under. Because they did not like the fact that black people were up on their standards, doing what they had to do and made their own way of living. They want us to be underneath their thumb. And we cannot continue to be underneath their thumb. But if we keep on living in that mindset that we gotta outbeat our next sister, cousin, brother, auntie, whatever, we'll never get out that mindset. And we're gonna continue to be in where we at
Tell it,
now.
Nisha.
Wait, it didn't go under though.
It didn't go under. They
Oh,
destroyed
they
it.
flooded us. I ain't gonna say
Wait,
we
that's
went
not
under.
They
They
killed.
flooded
They
us
killed.
because they
They.
didn't want that because
the
they were
only.
scared of us. That's
That
why
They
is
they
set it on
they
fire.
so scared of our ethnicity
hey,
because we are so
excuse me. Let's all be respectful for that moment and give each other the mic.
like I said,
So
I'm
with
done.
that
I'm
being
done.
said, I know Jay trying to
I'm
say
done. I
something,
just
Nisha
want to
trying
say
to
one
say
last thing.
something.
I'm gonna say this one last thing. So that wasn't the only community that happened to. It happened in Rosewood. It also happened on the north side of Philadelphia and a few
Yeah.
other places. Their
It's a
whole
lot of black communities that are
yes,
no longer here because
they
of
destroyed them. Yeah.
exactly.
Where they
But
Do
that
your
was
research,
their
you will
but
see
that
that.
was their
where
plan.
they turned it into lakes and stuff. Where they flooded black communities.
Park. What's that
Lake
park in New York?
Lanier.
That park in New
Oh,
York
that's
is a
Central Park.
Central
Central
Park
Park happened
is
there. Also, Lake Lanier
yeah.
in Atlanta, Georgia.
Yeah.
That is a tourist attraction right now. It used to be a black community.
Yeah.
But anyway, but like I said, I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna leave it alone. We have to wake up. I believe our ignorance is the reason why we keep continuing.
Facts.
exactly.
If you allow someone to feed you, they will feed you anything. That's all I gotta say.
Yep.
Hey, and one thing
Hey,
I'm gonna
Dina
say.
hitting on some points there, T.
Hey, no, they are. And the reason why I'm finna say what I'm saying, now everybody always been scared about motherfucking Straight From Us podcast getting canceled. This is the reason why right here. It ain't because of me saying, you know what? I fucked that bitch titties the other night, goddamn it. That ain't the reason why we will ever get canceled. I can tell you that right now. It'll be because of this positive messages right here. But keep on going.
They don't like it. They don't like that.
Nisha, what was you saying with Jay?
No, I agree with Jay because the thing is, we need to know our history. A lot of people don't understand. When I was in school, everybody know when we all were in school, when we talk
That
about
was a
history,
Around
long
about
time ago.
slavery before Jesus had
no,
shoes.
it's not even that. They taught us the basic. They didn't teach us like when we think about the political campaign. We always talk about Democrats is for us. No, when I actually became an adult and took an actual American history class,
Before you was
Republicans was for us. Democrats was
Yes.
against
Yep.
us.
Yes, us.
Yep. That's how it
So
started. We
my
were
thing is, so
Republican
we've
first.
been brainwashed to think that Democrats is for us. No, they want to keep us as this. Yes, sir. Give us what we want, and no, they didn't. They never wanted good for us. So until we can get our people to understand that, but it take a village, like everybody say.
But then then
They turned on us because guess
Republicans
what? We
turned.
turned on them.
Yep.
Think about it.
Because we were
We turned on
Republicans
them
first.
based on
We
what
voted Republican
they
first.
kept on brainwashing
We
us
did.
about Democrats. No, Republicans was the first ones who allow us to start voting.
I was gonna say we was Republican first. If you do
true,
your
true.
history, black folks were
Democrats
Republican
I
first.
said that, but they turned.
Democrats,
Yep.
Democrats,
Yeah,
Democrats
they
opened
started the
up.
They
KKK.
turned
No,
against us
hold on.
because we turned against
Democrats
them.
started.
When Republicans started realizing that we were not
Wait.
listening to them,
Everybody can't talk over everybody at the same time because I know all of us got a lot to say. At the end of the day, at the beginning, black folks was on the Republican Party. The elephant tell you everything because the elephant is the mighty elephant from Africa, and the black folks was up under the Republican Party. The Democrat turned us all into jackasses, as you look at the donkey on that motherfucker,
Mm-hmm.
turned us into jackasses
but not
by
only
giving
that,
us what?
if
Public
we go back, if
assistance
we go
and
back to history, Whip, let's think about this. If we
go
go
ahead.
back to history, it wasn't even the white people who put us as slaves. It was our own black people who made us slaves. Because the
Mm-hmm.
white people
That,
went to Africa and they were trying to figure out
yeah, we
how
had
did they
slaves.
get a lot
We
of
got
shit
told by
accomplished.
some of
It's
our kings.
because
Let's
white
all
people
stop
could
talking
not
over each
stand in
other.
the sun and they started off with the Hispanic people. That's when they came over and started dealing with the Hispanic people. But when they realized the Hispanic people and the Mexican and the Indians couldn't do what we can do because our melatonin and our skin, our black people sold us to the white people.
Fact. Some
No,
of them
it was
did.
some, but it was the Europeans. They were also slaves as well.
Yeah,
But when they
we
unslaved the
all were slaves.
When they
All of us were
unslaved the
slaves.
Europeans, what happened was the Europeans they start selling us.
No. But if you think about it, when I went back,
The Europeans start
they went
selling
to
Nisha.
Africa
Listen,
though. They went to
yes,
Africa though. They went to our
but
black
Nisha,
people.
it started
They
when the
did.
Europeans
They did.
were leased and they weren't
Yes.
slaves anymore. So they
Yes.
became upset
Yes. I
and
remember that.
they started selling us. Then they started going over there to Africa and getting them because
But they
African people
went
were
based
also
on
selling their own
in the
in order to
sun
get
longer than
income.
everybody else. That is true. But they was talking about who can stand in the sun longer because that's where they had us in the field.
Yeah. What the heck is
Hey,
that?
what's that?
Bad.
What is that?
I think that's the reason.
Who?
Huh? Man?
That's who?
I think you
What's
need.
that?
That's your brother, Ron.
I think you need to put him on. So you get that.
Is that his background? Like, hold on.
That's his chin. Look at all that young hair.
Hey,
Look
Ron.
at all that white hair, young man.
Hold on. Hey, hold on, everybody. Hey, Ron, what's going on, bro?
What's going on?
I asked you to join the podcast because, like, when it's, is that your background? Is that your background with the Social Security? Who background is that? With the person talking about Social Security?
I don't know.
Come on, blowing the seniority and everything.
Who background is that?
I
I
don't
have
know.
no idea.
Okay, Ron. The reason why I brought you on here, man, is because of this. We got talking about some stuff that I know that you read up on a lot, highly. And when it comes down to it, can you get a breakdown of when the black folks was a republic and how we went from the republic to the Democrat, and then we go to the next step. We go to the next step. But I want to start there.
That's the kind of job he had.
Yeah,
Did you
black
catch
folks
that?
work.
Go ahead.
We were historically Republican. And then I think it was the Kennedy election that he ran as a Democrat that was going to support black folk. He was the first one.
Yep.
And that's when we switched to support John F. Kennedy. And we never switched back. Unfortunately.
I'm not even worried about that little 401.
So
What is
so
that noise?
go
Lord.
ahead and get a whole breakdown of what happened and what transpired as far as like W-2s
10
and
years,
everything into that
might be
nature.
12 now since you ain't gonna drive
W-2.
a little higher. But Social Security be coming pretty soon.
Welfare?
Yeah. Go ahead and go ahead into all that when the Democrats
What?
decided to separate the black household.
Yes.
You could go early. I don't know how
Yes.
early you can go now.
They disseminated the black household by giving black women welfare, but the man couldn't be in the house.
Figure out what you would get if you go now.
I agree.
And,
I remember that.
and so
And
when
if
the
you
man
wanted your
can't be in the
benefits, they
house,
cannot be in the house. And if they come search your house, the men will hide or they will leave in order for that
Yep.
woman to keep her benefits.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
and so the black household was strong as a family and as a unit. It was always a black mother, black father, and kids in the household. And they were strong as a unit. They
The
figured
little
out how
black
to
dog.
just separate that.
Yeah, but
Right.
why did they do that?
They did that to cause separation and where we are at now.
Right.
The infantry.
What is that feedback?
But my thing is, the problem is they hurt themselves because there's way more white people in the system than there are black people.
Yeah, we got some feedback going on. I don't know who camera it is. Hey, let's mute everybody and besides for the one that's talking at the moment. So that way, because like right now it's good.
He
So
just wanted to say I changed my mind, whatever. It wasn't found
go
out.
ahead, Nisha. What was you saying?
He won't have no money.
When they designed the system,
Jay, you
they
good?
designed the system to break the black family. But in reality, it's more white people in the system than there is black folks.
Yeah, but the reason why that's happening is because of the fact that remember, welfare was never really made for us to begin with. Welfare was created because of the farmers that was to be able to help the farmers out when they were having.
I was just finna say that. Thank you, Jay.
Yeah, yeah. But what?
Yeah, but that's the thing. They designed it for them kind to, to build them up. But then when they start seeing us come aboard, okay, we got to stop this because if there are able-bodied men in the house, these women cannot get no welfare. So the man cannot be in the house. That's when they started dismantling the black family.
Yeah, but it was only for us though. It was only to
Right.
us.
Yeah, I get that. I understand that.
Farmers where there was whole families that were getting it, but for some
Exactly.
reason when we started getting it, but what it was to be able to break up the black household also.
Exactly. That's what I meant. That's what I meant. That's what it was. When
But no,
we needed assistance, they said, okay, we're not gonna give y'all that assistance. But when the white family needed assistance, they was there for them. But when
yes.
it was us, they said no. A man cannot be in the household with you.
Well, no, what it was to be able to displace the black man because remember, our families were the ones that was supporting this movement, and it wasn't.
Exactly.
Right.
But
It
that's
wasn't
what I'm saying. That's the thing. I guess our interpretation of how we're putting everything in perspective is kind of disalignment. But my thing is that's what it was designed. I'm on the same page as you. But
oh
I'm
yeah,
just saying our people don't understand that. Until our people can understand that, we will always be at a disadvantage
We
because they don't
all
know the history.
we always gonna be at a disadvantage because most of our people don't want to take the time out to learn and see why we are at a disadvantage because we've been at a disadvantage for a long time ago. Because I
Right.
mean, at the end of the day, most people didn't know that we was Republic, so everybody's voting Democrat just because of
Right.
the strength of I got this, and this, and now we all up under the illusion, and this is why I say the illusion because I don't try to get this Jay already know what I'm finna say. I don't try to go this deep into this shit because I really don't look at it the same as nobody. I don't. I feel like everybody is puppeteers and they playing in our faces. The news play in our faces. The TV is television programming. We are programmed to believe this, and this, and we got to go with it. If we go against the grain, you're gonna get spanked and put back in the right place. So
Right.
that being said,
Can
I'm
I
not.
say something too
That's how
before
paper.
we end this topic?
so with that being said, I knew he was gonna come in with some crazy ass shit. So with that being said,
Eyes.
so with that being said,
I want to say something before we end it.
Say it.
What I was gonna say, like, I don't know where that feedback coming from, but like the Black Panther started the free lunch thing, the free lunch system.
mm-hmm.
They
Indeed, they
started
did.
that. So and the thing what happened with that is they like, oh, they these black people over here, they helping each other. They saw that the Black Panthers was doing something that ain't never been done. Cause they started feeding our kids for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. So guess what happened? They came and took it over and said it was their idea, and it never was. They got it. A lot
Lunches
of
that we
things
giving
that they
away.
get
They
is from
took it
us
from us.
because
A
they
lot of
don't have
ideas
the
they took from
ideas
our
that
black
we
people.
have.
Yes.
So that's why we gotta find. I mean, it's something that we can do. We always talk about it, right? We always talk about it, but we need to do something and find a way to start reaching out because these YNs they crashing out like never before.
But the YN's been
So
crashing
they
out
Say it
because
crashing
we
out.
again.
Number
single
one, because
parents
their
taking
mama's trying to
care of
be
the
their friends,
YNs.
or they don't have any
And they ain't
You
got.
and you ain't gonna never
parenthood
be
in
my
their
friend
life to
because I'm your
teach
mama.
them.
Amen.
We had big mamas in our
Never.
life. If we went outside and did something wrong, we got our ass whooped by the neighbors,
You
whoever else,
doggone
and we
right.
got our ass whooped when we came
You
home.
say
You
that,
doggone
We
right.
had we had
girl. The
we had
Mississippi
we
values.
had authority. When we knew that light, when it got dark, the lights came on. We better have our ass in front of the house.
Street light.
These motherfucking parents nowadays. I got nieces. I'm looking at them raising their kids. I'm like, y'all ain't. I said, y'all new parents are fucked up.
On life.
Y'all don't even know where y'all kids at. Y'all want to put a location on their phone, but y'all don't know who these kids hanging out with.
Shoot.
Exactly.
Y'all don't know shit about these kids no more. Y'all don't talk to y'all kids. Y'all yell at y'all kids. Y'all don't listen to y'all kids. Y'all don't ask them how their day is going. Y'all don't give a shit. Long as them kids are out of your hair, they don't give a fuck no more. And these kids are fucked up because of their parents.
And
Generational
but we also have to remember back in the day when we were young, our parents were doing the things like how they were teaching us and stuff. A lot
Yes.
of that stuff was traumatic.
Yes.
So they were coming from a place of teaching, but it was traumatic. It's not saying that they didn't do the best they could or they were horrible parents or anything like that.
Yep.
It was coming from a traumatic
Exactly.
situation. So we're teaching our kids from a traumatic situation. So
Exactly.
in order to change that around, we have to come to an understanding that we need to talk to our children and figure out what's going on in their life
Exactly.
because the
And
way
my thing
we
is,
teaching
I so
them,
agree with you,
it can
sweetie.
it
And
can't
my
we the way we teaching them it can't continue to go on. That's how you
exactly.
break cycles.
And my thing is, I was a teenage mom at 14. I had to raise my kids as me growing up. And it took me to see what my parents went through because no one is given a handbook on how to be an adult and how to be
Right.
a parent. And my thing is, my mom never talked to me. She talked at me. Everything was a
Mm-hmm.
yell, yell, yell.
Mm-hmm.
No, I
And that's what
cannot teach my
yep.
kids that because I don't
Yep.
want my kids to understand. In order to comprehend shit, you need somebody to
Mm-hmm.
yell at you. No. So I
No.
had
Nope.
to change
That's not
my direction
yep,
of
that's
thinking.
right.
And my
And I'm
thing is,
yeah.
generational curse will fuck you up in life. No matter, it's not
Yep.
the wealth part. It's the
Say it.
knowledge. It's the emotional. It's the how to love. Cause we don't know
Right.
how to love each other.
Okay.
Right. Right.
And
And
I
that's
seen
what
my grandmother. My grandmother knew
my
not how to
son has
love
taught me
her
a lot of this.
daughters.
Not to interrupt you. I'm sorry.
Uh huh.
My son has taught me a lot of this. You know what I'm saying?
Our
He
kids
taught
teach
me a
us
lot of this. And I'm like, dang,
exactly.
for
Yeah.
real? He was like, yeah, Ma, you gotta understand, like this, and this, and this, and this is not supposed to be like that because this is what you were taught. And by you teaching this to me, this is what I
Amen.
was taught. And then he had to
Amen.
break it down to me like, Ma, it don't go like that. So once he started breaking that down to me,
And
I've already changed
you know what
how
I
I
did?
talk to him. Even the kids like that I come in contact
Come
with,
on,
I
baby.
talk to them different because this is what they need because they not being
Exactly.
heard. They not getting no love. They not getting no passion. Ain't nobody trying to hear nothing they got to say. They
Exactly.
just being hurt all over again. So when
Exactly.
the
But it
kids
took
go out here in
me.
the streets, guess what they looking for? They looking for love. Why are they
Yep.
looking for love? Because they not getting it at home. Why are they looking for attention?
Exactly.
They looking for it
Preach,
because they
baby.
ain't getting it at home. And if you ain't getting nothing at home, what other
Come
place you
on.
got? It's
Come
the
on. Let the
streets.
church say
And the
amen.
majority of our young women, they looking for it in between the man's legs, and that
Yep.
ain't what it is.
Yes.
You know this.
It took me to go through a family counseling session with my son.
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't get through my son. I got through my daughters, but my son, that's a different type of damn level. Because when you don't have a father figure in the house, how can I raise a man and I'm not a man?
Right.
I did a family counseling
Exactly.
session with him, and it
Mm-hmm.
took him to open up to me, and I couldn't defend it. I had to take it for what it was. But
Right.
at the end of the day, some of it was a deflection because he didn't want to hear it.
Right.
Y'all know y'all switched the name of this podcast from Straight From Us, but Straight From the Uterus.
Shut up.
Fuck you.
But it's
That's only
facts
his
though, because
opinion. That's only his
men have
opinion.
their side and their understanding, right? And we as
Exactly.
women, we have our side and our understanding of things. But when we come together, that's when we unify and we get an understanding with each other and come to an
Hmm.
agreement. And
So
this doesn't happen in a lot of homes.
let me
You
say
can
this,
say that
man.
again.
Let me put this out there because one thing that you just said is something that everybody got to go back. So we got to rewind because
Sure.
everything that we're saying is valid. But what you just said is the most valid motherfucking point. At the
Hmm.
end of the motherfucking day, there's no common ground between women and men right now. There's no
Right.
common ground because it's I'm right, you're wrong.
It's
I
not
don't give
only
a fuck what
that,
side you
it's
look at.
some women
Everything I
in their
say is
head
vice
set
versa.
that
It's
can't
I'm
nobody
right,
tell
you're
me
wrong.
what to do, and I'm gonna do my shit my way, and that's not fact. Because I need a man to lead me. But if I
Facts.
find a man who cannot lead me, then I'm subject to doing on my own. So
Yeah.
I had to learn to let that man take the lead. Because we as women, we always because we so stuck in our parents' way or
Independent
generational
women.
curses that we like, well, fuck a man because I saw my mama raise
I
my
ain't
sister
gonna
keep
say
by
that.
herself. I don't need this. No, we need somebody. We need that help. We don't
Right.
as a ethnicity, we don't know how to ask for help. And as black women, we got to give our men encouragement and say, "I got your back, baby. I hear you. I see you."
Indeed.
Right.
Hey, Nisha,
But make sure
I
it's
gotta
being
speak on that right
reciprocated
there,
though,
and I gotta
Exactly.
because a
put
lot of times you
listen.
can get trapped like that.
Exactly.
They say they gonna do this, and they saying they doing that. They saying they got your
Hold on.
back,
Banana.
and all when it come down
Banana.
to it, you
No,
getting stuck.
hell no.
Exactly.
So
Hold on.
when you being
Banana.
that man, make
Banana.
sure you stand 10 toes down on everything you
Banana.
Exactly.
got doing. I'm
Banana.
sorry.
Banana.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say this real quick. I'm cutting you short because y'all. It was a valid point, and like most women do, y'all tear shit valid points down, not knowing that y'all tearing the valid point down. Because at the end of the motherfucking day, like you just said, there's a lot of shit that go on that we all go from what we saw, what we learned, what we was taught. But we was never taught to be in a relationship. We was never taught to uplift the person that we're with. We was never taught how to keep on moving forward with
Mhm.
the person that you're with.
Mhm.
Now I'm saying this because you got to talking when I was trying to jump in,
I'm
and
sorry. My bad. I
it
apologize.
threw me off of where I was at
I'm
because
sorry. My
some
bad.
Nisha said some valid ass points,
Facts. She did.
and
Facts.
then,
Hmm.
hold up, this is what I'm saying. This is what we got to understand as when the women say some valid ass points and the men say some valid ass points, we got to be on one accord. You know what I'm saying? Because you can, she saying some shit, then you like, oh well, this, and this. And that's what men like, you know what? I'm standoffish. At the end of the day, at the end of the day, I'm gonna say this, and I don't got nothing against gay people
Whoa,
Huh?
whatsoever.
whoa, 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 whoa.
What?
But
Where they
listen,
come from?
Where
listen, listen,
from?
How did we get on that?
Hey, hear him
listen,
out, hear him out.
listen. I don't have nothing
Okay.
against gay people whatsoever. Because on
Okay.
this planet, it was built just like Legos. This piece go on top of this piece. Men go on women, women go on men. This is what it always been for a long period of time from when the Bible was first written. So
Right. Okay.
with that being said, because now women can uplift women, men can uplift men in their own household or how they choose to do it. But all of us should be under the same accord of moving forward, uplifting each other, and trying to bring forth the shit that was never taught to us. Generational wealth, first and foremost. Taught us how to pay bills. Let's go into the shit that school don't teach us. We was never taught how to pay bills. We was never taught how to be an adult. We was never taught how to live and survive. We was never taught none of that. We was taught home economics, where you was taught how to cook.
We
That was
were
the only
taught tragedy. We were taught how to survive. It wasn't a
that,
thing of learning.
so with that being said, that's
What
why
Jay say? What did
that's
Jay say?
How to survive.
we saw how to survive with bare minimums. We was never taught how to live and grow and be
Okay.
prosperous. We was taught how to struggle and survive. That's how we was taught. So to grow and be prosperous, they never taught us how to build our credit. They never taught us how to save our money. They never taught us how to work a job. They never taught us how to get an application. They never taught us
agriculture,
how to grow our own shit.
Well,
They
they
never
teach them
taught
that
us.
now.
Once
They
again,
teach them that now.
no, they don't.
Yes,
Hold on. So let me go into this.
They
Let
got
me
agriculture
hold on.
classes.
Let me go into schools real quick. Because it's near and dear to my
The
heart.
schools might not have, but my parents did.
So with that being said, and my son's vice principal might be on the podcast. She might be looking, and I
Oh
sent her
well.
I sent her,
You
and
love
I
her.
explained for these reasons because she always had my back with my
Right.
because my son's been through a lot of shit. And out of all the women that worked in that school, this is one woman that always said, "Look, I'm gonna work with you." But in the same token, she stood strong. When my sons was wrong, they was wrong. But when they was right, she was like, "Hey, look, all they had to do was this, and this." We had this talk. Her name is Miss Porth. And I give her a lot of fucking credit because there's a lot of teachers, once again, just like police, is brung into our communities.
Mm-hmm.
Think about this. Now, what we've been talking about for the longest is people brung into our communities to teach us what? How to survive amongst us, right? But how can you come into my community and teach me how to survive amongst us? We should have us teaching us, right? But we don't want to teach us. That's the problem with the black household as a whole. We don't want to teach us. We don't want to teach our kids how to do stuff. So now this is what happened. We had NPS, right? NPS was doing what they can do for us. Now, not I'm going to that. I'm not going to go.
I'm saying, wait. So I mean, cut you off, but I don't know. But we weren't alive when this happened, but MPS actually used to be a good. It was a good school.
It was great. It was awesome.
You remember
awesome.
MPS used to even have a closet for like where people with messed up clothes where you can go.
Yeah.
Like,
it ain't even that. It ain't even that. NPS. I'm gonna say this. This is what I'm gonna tell you about NPS. It was a bunch of teachers that gave a fuck about the kids that was at that school because
Yep.
some of them knew they didn't have parents that was worth a fucking wooden nickel.
Especially when the South showed up. You remember they
I'm gonna call it for what the fuck. I'm gonna call it for what the fuck I see it for. Some of you parents out here ain't shit. I'm gonna say it. Y'all need to fucking hear it. Y'all ain't shit. Y'all ain't never been shit, and y'all ain't gonna be shit when it comes down to y'all kids. Kids out here doing the shit that they doing. But when they went to NPS, they had adults that gave a fuck about them and cared about them. I remember Mr. Benton. I don't know if he's still alive to this day. At Keith Avenue School, that man tried to put a ruler to my backside. Me and him tussled in that motherfucking back closet. I ain't gonna even lie. But I understood.
The teacher that got
assignment.
me, the teacher that got me with the ruler, her name was Miss Ealing, and I was at 35th Street.
But no, I understood the assignment. So now what I'm trying to go into is this. You had teachers that gave a fuck at MPS and they was underpaid at MPS. You know what I'm saying? NPS, they was underpaid, and they was doing the job of parents that didn't want to be parents. So with that being said, now we're at the point of we got a lot of charter schools. So you gotta go on this app. You gotta fill out your charter school list, and there's a lot. If y'all ain't did y'all research and look and realize we are on the north side. All the elementary schools that y'all went to that y'all alumni of, are they still there?
I got
90% of
one
them.
question for you,
No,
Whip.
a
Can
lot
I
of
ask
them
you one
aren't.
question?
Not
Who's
90%
that?
of them are gone. 90% of them are gone. Now, if you ask yourself about the middle schools, I want to say 100% of the middle schools are gone.
Can I ask
Now,
you a question, Whip?
go ahead.
My question is, even though the dynamics changed from NPS when we were growing up to now, do you think it's because the way that parents are teaching their kids? Because parents send their kids to school as get them out my hair, and it's a babysitting thing. Parents don't do homework at home with these kids no more. They don't
I
read
can
to their
attest to
kids.
that.
They don't do none of that. So
I
why
can
would the
attest to
system
that.
put so much effort and money into something that the parents are not even investing in their
So,
own
so,
kids?
so Nisha, let me tell you that's why I'm going where I'm going. That's why I'm going where
Because
I'm
some of these damn adults at these middle schools, I went to the middle school when my son was in middle school. This motherfucking teacher had a mini skirt on. How the fuck is you teaching these kids and you got a fucking mini skirt on?
Exactly. I can see all y'all junkers.
You got teachers that's fucking kids. But
Exactly.
but that's where I'm going to. So with me saying this, we went from having teachers that gave a fuck about the kids.
But you
Because
can't nowadays too. I'm sorry, I'm not to cut you off, but you got to get these parents in check because sometimes these parents want to go to school and fight these damn teachers
but guess
because when
what?
their kids come home and tell them
That's
no,
where I'm going to. Nisha, that's where I'm going to.
okay,
And these parents need to check their motherfucking self. And I'm all about, and I'm gonna say this because now Nisha got me to the point where I ain't got no choice. But I'm all for the parents checking their motherfucking self because it's your kids that's doing X, Y, and Z, and you want to have your kids back and promote because you want them out the fucking house. You don't want them in your hair. You want to go do what the fuck you want to go do because you still think you're young and you're not. You need to sit your motherfucking ass at home and chill the fuck out and participate in your kids' life and what's going on with them.
Just
That
go to work.
that shit is not a option now. Our parents worked and they made sure we was good at school. My mama used to catch the bus because I got the principal called on me and had to leave work, which was fucked up because she had to take from the household to come and see me. But either way, where I'm trying to go is this: there's no more NPS elementary schools. There's no more NPS middle schools. You got a few NPS high schools that's left. North Division alumni is all sitting down here in front of you. With that being said, a lot
I
of
was
these
only
is
there for
charter
It's
5.
schools.
a, but it is a few.
Hold up, hold up. But
It
now
is a
one
few
second.
middle schools left. It
Yeah,
is.
no, it is. It is. I said that. It's a few middle school. I ain't say it's 100% gone.
Okay.
The elementary schools is gone.
The original
Middle
ones.
schools is some of the middle schools is still here.
The original ones aren't though.
Yeah, a lot of the
There's
original ones.
no more Parkman, no more. You know what
Yeah,
I'm saying? Like
no
what's
more
the?
Stoyman, no more
Yeah,
Parkman. It's a lot of them gone. So just
Yeah,
like
Parkman been gone.
right now, North Division is almost extinct. So with me saying this, I'm saying this to say this: when it's all said and done, a lot of these schools are going to charter schools.
Look at Oz. Here you go.
A lot of these charter
Here you
schools
go.
are paid, huh?
They
Here
said
you go.
Well, you already know this.
Oz.
Hey, this ain't type of topic. So he gotta stretch his legs and
But
go.
wait, why?
But
But
hold up.
why we're talking about education? Let me just add one thing. Back in the '70s, each one of these high schools that you see out here right now had a specialty. So it was almost like it was a trade school inside of the high school.
Mechanic,
What
wood shop.
they were able to do was they started trying to pull the skills
Mhm.
away from black people.
Mhm.
So North Division used to be actually it was
A nursing
medical.
school,
Yeah.
medical school,
Mm-hmm.
Yes, it did.
Juno was what? Business. Juno was
business,
business. I know
tech,
Marshall was AV.
AV, tech,
Yeah.
mechanic.
Was
No,
tech.
Vincent
Yeah.
was mechanic. Tech was like wood
Tech was
shop, like
technical. You
yeah.
know what I'm saying? But so all I'm saying is this: it's all by
Yeah,
design.
because they dealt with dealt with construction.
It's all by design.
What
So
I'm what
right
I'm trying
now,
to
the parents that you're getting right now, they're products of the ciphering once again that they did as far as for our skills. Remember, we were the original skilled trade people. We have always been the ones that worked in the machine shop.
yeah.
We've always been That's the reason why you got so many of these older gentlemen who can come and work on your car and tell you about the carburetor and the radiator on something.
Just by hearing your car running.
Because this is what we did.
Yeah. We were straight. So with that being
Oh
said,
yeah, it was okay.
right now we are in choice schools. So choice schools meaning this. I'm gonna teach your kids bare minimum. I got 13 kids in the class, but we are no tolerance policy. No tolerance is this. Now we did this at the beginning because there was a situation that happened with my son, and so I dug deep into this because I felt some type of way.
Mhm.
I y'all know how I felt. I
Mhm.
really felt some type of way when it came down to my son because he was a 4.0 student doing great
Mm.
in school. Now Miss Porf being the principal that tried to have his back through that. But it's only so much that a teacher or a principal can, I mean, assistant principal can do when there's powers that be that feel like I'm once again that we said at the beginning of the show. I'm powerful. I'm the all powerful. I can do this. If you don't bow down to me, and this is the fucked up part about this world. You got people in power positions that should not be. So, choice schools. If you look up choice schools, and I ask everybody to look up choice schools, especially if your kids is in there, and understand the no tolerance policy.
Read it when they give it to you. What happened to your volume?
Jay, what happened to my volume? Can you hear me now? Like
Yeah.
hear the mic.
Yeah, because you cut out.
Okay, so one thing I hate about the choice school is the no tolerance policy. At MPS, if you got suspended, you got suspended. You came back to school. No tolerance means I can kick you out because
Mm-hmm.
this is what I choose to do. And what I hate is this: the kids that don't understand what's going on and what they don't understand. I'm gonna just say that they don't understand a lot, and with them not understanding what's going on and that they in a no tolerance school because they don't understand what no tolerance means. They feel I can do this and this, but if this adult say no, I don't like what you just did.
See you guys.
You're out. There's nothing that you can do about it. Now the parents that are working is fucked up because now they got to find another school. Now this thing that you got to understand about choice schools. Most choice schools, if they kick you out between February, I'm gonna say February, anywhere between that, your kid is not going to another school because guess what? That school already got paid, and can't no other school get payment for your student coming to that school.
They can also do it in the first 2 months, even if they there like not even a whole week. The they still get the money from the choice program.
Yeah, they get it. But now
Yeah,
the thing about that is
and it's the same thing with
your kid
colleges too.
can go to another school because they would be able to get paid. But most choice schools, if they kick their kid out, it's gonna be at that February mark and after because your kid can't go to another school. Like I can say this verbatim because my kid got kicked out in February,
Hmm.
and he was a 4.0 student, one of the top four in his school. Now he was invited to come back. He still go to that school to this point in time.
Hmm.
But when he was getting kicked out, it was because he made a gesture and stating to one of his friends on the playground. Because I did my due diligence on this, and I
Hmm.
and I asked all parents, do your due diligence when it come down to your kids. Don't just let them get kicked out. Do your research.
Right.
The principal kicked him out because he made a statement that he felt like she should be slapped to one of his friends on the playground that some other friend overheard that told a teacher's aide, a teacher's aide that's on there on the playground, and the teacher's aide wound up stating that hey, this is what was said. Now, to me,
Be there
let's go back to the principal.
for
I
a
mean, let's
count
go
days
back
so they
to
can get their money. Oh.
yeah. Well, let's go back to the police in the community that feel like I can't teach
That
this.
too, Dean.
I can't teach this community. I can't come police this community because I'm scared. So if you're scared and being in this community, why are you teaching in this community? I mean, the payment is great because guess what? The pay rate goes up when you go into a black community because they feel like you got to deal with a lot of difficulty. So if you show sternness and stuff like that, and be like, hey, I'm not gonna deal with this, get out. They can do that. They can do that. Not saying that this is what happened.
They call it hazard pay.
Yeah, it's hazard pay, and this is stuff that can happen, and this is what's happening to the kids nowadays. But once again, it falls on us as parents because we're not teaching our kids to go to these schools, especially these schools that got like 13 kids a class. Like, think about it. When you was in class, you was 30 kids in the class. 30. That's hard for a teacher. And I didn't
That's
went
how it is
to
now.
high school. Yeah, I done went to Plastic High School. These
Even in charter schools, some charter schools have over 30 kids.
hmm?
Some charter schools have over 30 students in
Mm-hmm.
their classroom.
You ain't
This
never
goes,
lying.
it's not just NPS, it's
Oh,
charter as well. It
ooh,
they
that is
it's
a lot
the
of.
classroom
Go
is
ahead,
so
Brian. I've been
packed.
seeing a lot of messages. Oh shit, my sister been doing a lot.
Yeah, I've been reading what Dean said.
Neighborhood. Central Park was all black neighborhood. Oh, the Central Park 4. I wonder if that's what she's talking about. Central
No,
Park
she's
4.
talking about Central Park. Like
Central Park, New York.
tore it down, and they pretty much put a park over it. That's what we were talking about earlier.
Yeah, we was
Yeah.
talking about that. Yeah,
But
And
look,
like she just said now, but
schools, what y'all got to realize is that they don't have regulations on those teachers either. A lot of those teachers don't necessarily have degrees and stuff like that.
What?
That's the reason why they let a lot of those charter schools in our
gotta come and
neighborhood.
talk to me.
they have a degree, but their degrees are not in teaching.
No. Some of them don't. Some of them basically only have a little like high school diploma and a little bit of college.
Right.
No,
Because
not for charter. Not no. I work
Yeah,
for a
they
charter.
say a lot
yeah,
of the
but my
charter teachers.
sons,
They say a lot of charter teachers.
No.
A lot of charter teachers does not have their diplomas to be
They
a
have to have
teachers.
look, I'm
And
telling you.
somebody came into my job and told me this. I was like, whoa.
The
And
only
she
thing the only
she
thing
told me all that. I was like,
the
whoa.
only way you will be able to get into a charter school is as a teacher assistant without a degree. If you have a degree, say you have a degree in like business or whatever, right? I'm just gonna throw that out there. Say if you have a degree in business, right? You then can be able to teach a class, but you don't have a degree in teaching. It's in business because that degree gives you the right to the right to teach a class.
yeah,
So you don't have to have a teaching degree. You
I,
don't have to be a teacher of history, a teacher of English or anything like that. But you do have to have some type of degree in order to teach a class. But the
no,
teacher assistants, they don't. I
and
used to work in them, so I know.
I agree with you. But this is the reason why you know what I'm saying. My example was this. My sons went to a charter school,
Uh
and that
huh.
school what they do because they're not heavily regulated. Then
It's
a
up to
lot
you,
of the
man.
people
But
like
just keep them in order.
I got a
Keep
buddy
them
that
in
worked
order.
at their charter school,
Uh huh.
and he was hired there, and he didn't have a diploma at all.
You
He had a
said
little bit of
Bear.
college, huh?
He was.
No, I'm talking about my son's the school that they went to.
Oh,
A
okay.
buddy of mine actually worked there, and he was a teacher in the classroom. Now, here's the thing: I agree with you. He might have been hired as a teacher's aide, and due to what I'm saying budget restraints and things like that, they made him the head teacher of the class. But the reason why they like the charter schools, meaning when I say they, I mean the government, is because
Hmm.
they don't have to pay into it. They give a little funding towards it, but that's it. So they don't heavily regulate it like they do with NPS or something like that. That's
No,
all I was
they
trying to
don't.
say.
They don't.
Because like I said, my sons went to
And
a
once
charter
again,
school.
once again, like I said, it's a lot. Is it so?
I would just before you start T, let me respond to him with the monies that's going to the church program. It does come from the government. It does. And as well, some of the monies from MPS goes to those charter schools as well.
Mm-hmm.
Because some of those charter schools are partnered with MPS. So they're getting money from the government as well as MPS. Now, what the superintendent make on it, that's too much. Some of that money needs to go to these teachers. But
The
I
superintendent
digress,
I'm gonna
and
say
I'll
this:
let you
the
speak,
superintendent
T.
is fucked up. Period. Because the superintendent for the longest has been fucking over money, and there's a lot of teachers that
Yep.
deserve this money more better than the superintendent that ain't doing shit.
Right.
So
300.
with
Woo.
that being said,
323. Oh my God.
I'm gonna say this: it's a lot of charter teachers, and I swear I can say a lot of names that man just at Regent Savior alone. You
Mm-hmm.
know, I can talk about Hope. Also, it's a lot of teachers
Right.
names that I can ring out that really gave a fuck about the kids. It's a lot of teachers that just get this job, just get that money and get that paycheck. But it's a
Right.
lot of teachers out there that really care about the
Right.
kids. You know
Yep.
what I'm saying? And it's a lot of them. Like Mr. Went,
Mm-hmm.
like that teacher always cared. Uh, is I'm trying to think of dang, I can't think of his name. Mr. Kramer.
Mm-hmm.
Always like that. I love that teacher from day one. He
Mm-hmm.
seemed like a younger kid that came to the ghetto to
Mm-hmm.
teach our kids.
Mm-hmm.
He did what he had to do. Like when he wasn't at that school no more, I was like, damn, why? I was
Mm-hmm.
mad because he helped my kids go through a struggle that they was going through. Like
Mm-hmm.
I talked to the teacher about the struggle that my kids were going through. Most teachers don't care about the struggle.
Mm-hmm.
They care. Mr. Wink cared. You know, it,
Mm-hmm.
it's a lot more teachers that I want to. I just threw them two names out there. Miss Pork, as an assistant principal, cares.
Mm-hmm.
It really gives a fuck. I can really say that. Like I didn't work with this teacher for. I mean, this principal for some years.
Mm-hmm. Like Mr. Lane too.
Yeah, Mr. Lang. Yeah,
Mr. Lane. Oh my God.
Mr. Lang did. And like I said, she's the
Whew.
only reason why I stay calm through a lot of stuff where y'all know me and y'all know my personality and where I go about my kids. She's
Mm-hmm.
the only reason why, Miss Porter is the only reason why I really stay cool and stay calm. Because there's a lot of times where it's like, you know what, I'm gonna go in there and I'm gonna be that black parent that most teachers don't want to see.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because I fight for my kids. You're not gonna
Yeah.
say that this is this. I know my kids can be mischievous to an extent, but in the same token, I'm not gonna allow you to railroad them. Like
Right.
when I went through the shit that I went through with my son being a 4.0 student, and because of he made a gesture,
Mm-hmm.
so now he got put out of school. Oh, I was pissed. I was livid. I was man.
Mm-hmm.
Look, I was ready to do some things. I'm
Right.
not gonna lie. I was ready
Mm-hmm.
because I knew for a fact my son went to that school every fucking day and tried his best. That's why
Mm-hmm.
he's a 4.0 student. That's why he was on the honor roll.
Mm-hmm.
If he wasn't a 4.0 student, he was always honor roll.
Right.
But at the end of the school year, you want to kick him out? Oh, I was
That's
pissed.
crazy work.
Where did the principal come in at? Because you remember when we went to school, it was principal. You're my pal,
Mm-hmm.
so you're trying to help me stay focused and move forward. You're
Mm-hmm.
not trying to put me the fuck out.
No, they putting them out now.
Nowadays
Cause
they put
they
them out onto these streets, and so
right.
the more kids get put out into these streets, and this is what I was gonna go into, and this is what Jay, the producer, found for us when we was doing this research. As choice schools is a school that's getting your kid ready for prison. You
That's
go in there,
NPS too.
you gotta line up.
That's NPS
You
too.
gotta line
They do
up
that with
outside of these
third
rooms,
graders.
and you gotta be
They
in
do
line.
that
You
that
gotta wait
statewide
in
test, and
line.
that's how they know how many prison cells to build.
From third grade.
But
That's
as a
from third
parent,
grade.
we gotta be responsible for our own kids' future.
That part right there. Now, some of these teachers might not know this.
Hey
A
bud.
lot of them do. A lot of them in higher positions know already. We just building these kids up strong to be in prison, and this is modern day slavery. This is what this is.
The school to prison pipeline. But
School to prison pipeline. There
All of
it
this
is.
stuff is by design,
Yeah,
It's all by
it is. And with that being said, once again, it's a lot of teachers I want to give shots out to and I might still do next week. But I might still do because I like giving credit to where credit is due to teachers that did their job, man. And it's teachers that was at this school that's no longer there, and I'm like, damn, these teachers done help my kids a lot, a lot. You know what I'm saying? And the only one I can say that's still there at that school is the assistant principal, and she helped my boys a lot. I don't know how much she really understand how much she helped my boys, but she helped my boys and she helped me. You know, where it was times that I'm ready to go above and beyond because I'm gonna go above and beyond for mine. So with
Yes,
that
it is.
being said, this is what we go through in these schools nowadays. And I mean, I'm gonna say this: I got to flip the script because I went and sat in my daughter's school at Pulaski, and it's like, man, y'all kids is horrible. Y'all kids are fucking horrible. And for these teachers to have to deal with some of y'all kids, y'all don't even want to deal with y'all kids. That's what's fucked up because y'all didn't discipline y'all kids. And more black parents need to discipline their kids and stop being their kids' friend. You're not your kid's friend. You're their parent.
Right.
You gotta be a fucking parent in your kid's life and stop letting them run over you and do what they want to do. Some of your kids out here stealing cars. You might be the person that's on the news talking about my kid ain't never did nothing to nobody, never hurt nobody, but he was just in the stolen car and he's dead. He's dead right now. He or
That's when
she
you really gotta know who your
dead.
kids is with. I still gotta meet the parents before I let you go anywhere. If I ain't
Come
meet
on
no
now.
parents, you ain't going.
Exactly.
You ain't going. I don't care how mad you get. I don't care how I don't care about none of that. If I ain't meeting them, you ain't going
So,
nowhere.
yeah,
And I
we
mean
just went to that
exactly that. The
extreme though.
person too.
We just
And
went
they
to that
gonna have to
extreme
come
though.
over my house a couple times.
I was just leaving, and my son's like, "Hey, can we go?" No, he got to come and talk to me. That's why y'all just seen eyes come back down here. No,
Oh,
no, he got to come talk to me. I got to know for a fact this is official because I need to know who I'm gonna hold accountable for if anything happens to my.
right. Right. I get license plate numbers, look them up. I do all that. I don't care. And I'm talking about the parents.
So, with that being said, we coming to the conclusion of this here podcast, and once again, I appreciate everybody. And this was one of our most deep podcast because normally we talking about a whole bunch of other stuff, sexual stuff, relationship and stuff like that. But this
Right.
this one is near and dear to my heart, and we was in depth on this, and I appreciate all y'all for y'all thoughts and opinions. That's why I got my old man. No, I got my old man hat on because eyes. I had to join. And this is a hat that I got from my pops. You know what I'm saying? This is my pops hat. I love this hat. I ain't gonna lie.
That had smooth.
Yeah, it is. It is. I love this hat. But with that being said, we coming to the part of the podcast where I'm gonna come to each and every last one of y'all, and I still don't know who the fuck MP is on here, but Banana, Nisha, y'all are on here, and I'm gonna come to y'all because I don't know if MP is just on here and not saying nothing or what's what. I haven't heard
Right.
nothing,
Okay.
but I'm gonna come to y'all with y'all thoughts and opinion on the podcast tonight. So I'm gonna start as I always do at the top of the screen. Nisha, what's your thoughts and opinions, and what would you like to say and let people know?
I just want to say we as a culture need to love each other, trust each other, be there for each other, no matter what. And then we have to also put God first on everything that we do because without Him, nothing is impossible.
Agreed. Banana, what you got?
We have to make sure that what we do for our what we're doing for our children is at their best interest. If it's not beneficial to them or it's not helping them, it shouldn't be in front of them. Teach them how to save their money. Put it to the side. Make sure you stay involved in their classrooms, in any school that they go to, whether it's high school or college, whatever. Make sure you stay involved. Stay in their face and keep your foot on their neck. And I love y'all straight.
Well. With that being said, I'm gonna go to the bartender. Bartender, what you got?
Oh man, it was lovely topic. Save me. everything today. You know, everybody touched on a lot with the school stuff, and it was just eye opening today to deal with everybody and everybody input, and also let the women take over for a minute. That was kind of cool.
They didn't take over. They just had their segment. That's the
Yeah.
difference.
Y'all did y'all little thing today. Was
Yeah,
y'all
they had their moment.
Thank you, bartender.
Big head.
Yeah, I bet.
Well, we ain't gonna do that. You know, when women get to calling men big head, hey.
Lord have mercy.
See, we ain't.
Touch
Hey,
him,
this
Lord.
wasn't that podcast. This wasn't that podcast. But you had to start it. It's your fault. It's your fault.
All I said was big head. Because I always say
And you
something
know what
about
that
his
mean.
head.
And you know what that mean. When you get to
I
call
do not.
man big head, stop it.
All right, but yeah,
Stop it.
we enjoyed it. We love everything about it. It's straight from us, and we look forward to this. Thank y'all.
When you called your husband big head, what he's, I bet it was a situation wasn't. Okay, big head.
No.
That nigga try to pull out the little big head. Like, hey,
Oh,
anywho,
gosh. No.
anywho.
No.
So,
No.
that being
That's the
said,
end. We wrapping it up.
Golly.
I'm gonna say no.
He always got to put something in there. It's going to happen.
No, it's not. It wasn't. On everything, it was not going to happen until you did what
So
you
it's
did.
my fault.
Yeah, it's definitely your fault.
Oh, whatever.
Church lady is your fault.
Banana, just
It's your
go with
fault.
it, girl. That's all they know how to
I
do. Just
am.
go with it,
It's your
baby.
fault.
Go with it.
So I'm curious, MP, do you have anything to say, or are you just sitting back listening,
This
or
is Miss Porth. I can't believe you didn't put two and two together.
oh shoot, wait a minute. Oh,
Yeah.
I,
You
I
invited me. I had no idea what I was joining, but I joined right at the end, and I'm actually like, I loved listening, and you all have really amazing thoughts. And I have like really high hopes for all of our kiddos with parents like you. So
I
thank
love
you.
your voice, girl. Ooh wee.
Oh,
so
thanks.
with that, Miss Port, I'm apologize right now for the ones I have on here.
Oh my gosh. I don't know why you're apologizing.
With that being said, hey, so with that being said, the assistant principal that I gave praise to caught me off guard. Uh,
What's up?
this is Miss Port that's on here. This is a lady that I hold near and dear to my heart for numerous of reasons because she always held my kids and made sure that they was on their P's and Q's in school. And she always reassured me when I wanted to act up. She was like, "Hey, I got you. Just know I got your kids. They're all right. Don't worry about nothing." This is the lady right here. She's on the podcast for the first time,
That's
and
what's up.
Yeah.
Hey, Miss NP.
Hey, you know your kids mean the world to me. So I hope Q is like keeping it together. And if he isn't, you give me a call.
That's
Q,
what's up.
Q was
I'll have a
something else,
chat
but
with him.
Cam had a moment. I gotta say this. So for those that don't know, we talked about at the beginning of the show of a young lady that passed. Uh, I'm not gonna go into what happened.
Hmm.
I heard different things, but it's a young lady, and I want to say Miss Port, you know the age better than me, but I want to say she was like 13,
She was
14,
12 or 13.
12 or 13. Okay, so young lady, 12 or 13. I'm gonna say this, and I could be wrong, but from what I was said, brother had an incident going on, and with the incident led to this 12-year-old, 13-year-old, 14-year-old to be unalive, which
Oh,
is sad,
God.
which is very sad. And my son Cameron was very close to this young lady. So her funeral is coming up this Saturday. I just got the text message earlier during the podcast. I'm not going to give out the information because it wasn't okay for me to give it out. So I'm not going to do that. But we will be attending this
Oh, my
funeral,
God.
this homegoing. Young lady outside playing, minding her own business, and due to other people doing stupid stuff out here trying to prove a point when you don't know how to prove the point that you're trying to
Oh,
prove
Jesus.
because you do something to somebody else and not to the person that you're going out there, which is very, very upsetting. Um,
Right.
So with that being said, my son was at the park, and it was a teenager up there giving out. I'm gonna say edibles. I'm gonna say
Okay.
edibles. I don't know what it was, but I'm gonna say edibles. Uh, my son called me like, "Hey, Dad, I need to get in the house. I gotta go to the bathroom." When I got to the house, he didn't look right. Something was going on. I didn't know what it was, but I'm watching him because I had something I had to go do because I had to get ready to go to work. But I'm sitting here like, nah, I'm not going nowhere. Something ain't right. As I'm saying something ain't right, he was laying on the steps. If you got to go to the bathroom, you ain't laying on steps. You walking back and forth because you're trying to
Right.
keep that down. But he laid out on the steps. So I let him in the house. He go in there. He go to the bathroom, but he get in the shower. So I'm sitting there like, okay, he get in the shower. He didn't go to the bathroom. Like, okay. Then he was like, nah, I'm changing clothes. I'm like, what's going on, man? You know, I'm constantly asking questions. But once again, what parents don't do nowadays when
Right.
something suspect going on with your kids. So I'm asking questions. What's going on, man? Oh, no. I got to change clothes, so I'm going back up to the park. I fell down. I hit my head. Blah blah blah. Okay, is you okay? You know, yeah, I'm good. I'm good. I'm going back to the park. Okay, so when he go in the room to go change his clothes, he go get in the bed. So go get in the bed. I'm like, man, I thought you were going back to the park. What's going on? So I'm constantly checking. I'm constantly asking questions because yeah, I don't know.
Saying weird.
So a kid up at the park, teenager up at the park, is up there giving kids edibles. Edibles is candy.
Right.
It's gummy candy. So all he knew was he ate a gummy candy, and we looking through the text messages and stuff. He ate a gummy candy, so he feeling some type of way about this little girl who's supposed to be his girlfriend. I mean, at the end of the day, I'm gonna say it. Hey, look, we all went through our teenage years where we had girlfriends where we weren't supposed to, boyfriends where we weren't supposed to, stuff to that nature. But it really didn't go to different levels of that. Um, so he ate an edible, and I'm at work. I get the call at 2 in the morning because he was asleep, not watching, see what's going on. So he woke up at like 2 in the morning. He throwing up stuff like that. So we had to get him to the hospital.
Jesus.
Hospital checked him for fentanyl and stuff like that. He didn't do fentanyl. So this is what leads me back to edible. Once again, most people don't know edibles have levels to them. I don't know what this kid gave him, but me being the parent that I am, yeah, I'm at that park.
Yeah.
I'm gonna just say that I'm at that park. I need to see this guy. Uh, I haven't ran across him yet. Uh, yeah, I'm gonna leave it at that part. Um, but my
That's
son,
horrible.
he went through a very traumatizing experience with going through a traumatizing experience. Uh, so with that being said, um, be mindful. This is why we need to be a factor in our kids' life and let them know, like, hey, don't take nothing from strangers. You don't know this guy. Don't take nothing from him. You don't know what they're giving you.
Right.
But that's what's wrong with us as parents nowadays. A lot of us don't do that. We don't go above and beyond. And technically, that's really not going above and beyond. That's just letting your kids know. Say no.
Right.
People out here mean no good.
Right.
And that
Jesus.
was a messed up situation for me. And once again, like, oh, I stood strong on her. But now it's like, hey, same thing I went through with my granddad. You can't go off in front of this house. Me, I couldn't go off the porch. I was going off the porch. But that's when gang banging was at its finest. So,
Right.
and for me coming off of 15th and Keith to 8th and Keith, for those that know, gang banging at its finest, it wasn't meant for me to go off that porch because it could be a very big problem. With that being said, he's okay now.
Good.
I've been making sure he's good, but mental health is real.
Right.
And we need to watch our kids and talk to our kids and guide our kids the best way that we can.
Facts.
At the end of the day, understand this. As a parent, you gave up your right to being young. You gave up your right to want to be in a club. You gave up your right to want to be out here partying amongst everybody else once you decided to become a parent.
Right.
So ask yourself this: do you want to be the parent that's out here happy because your kid didn't made it through high school, college? Some don't care if their kids go to college and whatnot, and that's understandable. But graduated from high school. Let's just start there. Graduated from high school. Or do you
Mm-hmm.
want to be the parent that's on Fox 6,
Mm.
TV4, Channel 58, Channel 12 News, explaining how good your kid really was when your kid wasn't that good because you was a non-factor in your kid's life? Let's really think about this. And I hope this touched home to a lot of y'all when y'all hear what I'm saying about y'all kids. Because the new thing out here right now on TikTok is, man, fuck these kids. And what that mean is these
Mm.
people out here in these streets don't care about your kids. It's people right now. Some of them is taking your kids to the police station for being a kid boy. Some of them just shot some of your kids. Some of them then whooped some of your kids with a belt. There's multiple things that a lot of these people are doing to your kids.
Now,
But then you want to come out and act like Billy Badass, like don't be touching my kids. But why you didn't teach your kid not to touch nobody else's stuff? And this is just a thought and opinion of me.
right.
So now
Mhm.
I got to go back because once again I didn't know Miss Forth was on here. So Miss Forth, what is your thoughts and opinion on the podcast, and what would you like to put out there for everybody else to think about and understand?
I mean, I don't think I need to add anything because y'all said everything that's in my brain. So, I mean, just keep up, keeping up, and like speaking your truth. I'm really glad you invited me to this.
We're glad to have you for real.
Oh, I hope it was a nice surprise that I popped in.
It's a very nice surprise.
You'll
You
see him cheesing. He cheesing. When he cheesing, it's a good thing.
Oh, okay, good.
We'll do a show like this again in the near future.
We definitely will. We definitely will. And I would definitely invite you back. And I thank you for joining us on the podcast. With that being said, I'm your boy, Mr. Kool, with I can't say the one and only Oz because he's gone. The bartender sitting next to me.
You know it.
And the drinks that he was fixing tonight. Oh my goodness! But I can't say nothing because I played a part in that.
Yes, you did.
With my producer Jay Money.
Jay.
Hey, y'all.
Jay.
Black love, black knowledge, and black lives matter.
Yeah.
With that being said,
Thanks.
this is
And
straight.
prayers for that baby. And her
Oh,
family.
definitely prayers for that baby this weekend. Um,
Jesus.
I'm gonna look into it and see because normally the biker community we usually do the ride to the cemetery or whatnot. I don't know what's going on as of yet, but usually we get the call to escort. Um, that's gonna be odd because I don't want to have Cam on the back of my bike. That's my son, but we usually do the escort for funerals for kids. So if you do know anything that's going on, reach out to me, and I can
Hmm.
try to set something up to have an escort done. The sooner the better, because I know bikers we work and we do a lot of stuff, but there's a lot that will come out to do the escort for the kids. So anybody that's listening to this podcast, if you communicate it to that family, get in contact with me, let me know, and I can put it out ASAP and see if we can make something happen for that. With that being said, thank y'all for coming out. Don't forget to subscribe, like on all platforms. Well, really
And
YouTube,
share.
and share, and share. And don't forget to hit that hashtag. If you got a question, a thing, a gesture, I don't care what it is that you want us to see, hashtag straight from us podcast, STR8 from us podcast. Hashtag, put it out there, and we're gonna get it, and we will talk about it. If it's something that you want us to talk about, make sure you inbox us. The phone number, we're gonna start putting that up pretty soon, where you can text us
Right.
what it is and stuff like that.
Get all that.
Jay got the phone number. He just ain't put it on there yet. He the producer. I'm blaming that
He
on him.
never do.
Huh? It's a 262 number. I don't remember what the number is. It's a 262 number. That's bad. We don't ever use it. So, hey, hey, for those that's out there, hey, if somebody ever asks you, hey, what's your phone number? I don't know. I don't use it. But with that being said, thank y'all for coming out. We'll catch y'all on the next one next Monday. I know we might do the boat cruise. It ain't 100% official, so we might go early at 5:30. But I got to double check and see, and we will let y'all know. So be sure to check us out on our Straight From Us podcast Facebook. All right,
All
appreciate
right.
y'all. Y'all have a good
Straight
day.
love.